Check. Check.
Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Here we go again, milk crates and motherfucking microphones. We have returned louder than ever, bright and on a Friday night. It's kind of day but night. I am Be Sick, Wonder I, milk crates and microphones. Wonder I, Be Sick, Wonder I, Mr. Brandon Hip Bomb Fry. And with me together, as always, you know who he is. It's your boy, his boy, their boy, everybody's boy, Soldier's boy, plus the Suicide Boys and the Hype Boys.
I'm here tonight, lost my voice, but I'm going to be here for you guys. Keep it short, keep it tight. It's going to be a badass show. You need to tune in. And I guarantee it's everything you're going to be expecting, plus more. So I'm just glad to be here, and let's get this motherfucker rolling.
Yeah, we're going to get it going right now. Working a little of the kinks out right now, but we'll get them all figured out. And once we get dialed in, we have an amazing show, an amazing guest. We're lucky enough to be talking to somebody that we have truly been looking up to and listening to his music for 20 plus years at this point. We'll be talking to the one and only DJ Abilities. So we're really looking forward to that conversation. We'll get into that in about 30 minutes at around 4:30, 7:30 Eastern. And before we get into any of that, we got to do what we always do.
You know what time it is.
Oh, you already know what time it is. We're going to do some of the same shit that we always do before, and then we'll get into that interview and maybe do some of that fun stuff afterwards as well. But before I do anything,
that being said, my boy gets it ready.
Yeah, we'll get this thing ready. You got something good for me tonight?
Oh yeah, bro, it's gonna be something hot, something fire right here, something. You know what I mean? That's definitely a little undergroundy.
So, well, we're gonna be coming back with This Week in Motherfucking Hip Hop.
Hip hop. Get sued.
Nah, Dead Prez would never sue us.
Never. On This Week in Hip Hop, your boys coming out here. Station
Put a little bass in that voice.
Trying to clear the throat. I'm losing it over here, losing my voice. Station Identification, first studio album by the American hip hop duo Channel Live. It was released March 21st, 1995. Making it hold?
1995? It would be 30.
30 years exactly. Crazy. The record session took place in the crib in New York City in the Palm Tree Studios produced by you know who? KRS-One. KRS-One putting them on there with Salim Remy and fucking Raheem Burrell. The album was debuted at 58 on the Billboard Top 200 at the time and then took its top spot at number 9. Which is pretty fucking wild, dude. That's amazing.
That is pretty wild.
That being said, if you don't know who they are, you better check them out. So what I want to play off that album, Station Identification, is the title track. And the title track is Station Identification. It's the first one on there, and it is fucking fire, man. If you're looking for that gringy, raw, original, dirty piano sound, they have it. Dirty, what exciting bit of dirty rhymes, everything you're looking for, pretty much.
Everything's dirty.
Everything's dusty and exactly how I like it. So that being said, let's get it.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a second. Let's get past these little ads.
Oh yeah, no problem. When I heard this earlier though, I put it on. I was like, man, it felt like something that just felt familiar.
Yeah. Here we go. Self-titled Station Identification. Wait a second. Isn't the crew called Channel Live?
Yes.
Station.
Channel Live.
Identification. I spark a mental cipher lasting down through revelations. Take a trip into my mental cipher. I get hyper. Sniping at some C's seems to get me higher like the Buddha. Bless the sets when I'm smoking. Hawaiian when I rhyme it cause there ain't no time for joking. Just lyrical bliss from the depths of the abyss. Rotating lyrical rhythms like the motions of the wrist on a fag. I rag. Whack MCs like Maxi. Pass. You can't see me. Intellectually you're shallow, mentally you're just starving. I'm rolling on them like Calvin Butts up in Harlem with metaphors. Fucking on a clip, I make a rapid trip like white chicks in horror flicks. Identify your station, no adjustment. I'm transmitting, I'm giving MCs division. Through diction, cut them in half, check the math. Like magician, inflicting pain on membranes. I'm running shit and killing flows like sewer drains. I maintain no static feedback when I attack. Like Jack Kilo, so kneel down as I appeal to the masses. I slash kids to ashes and dust destruct as I construct skills to build. I don't be giving a fuck like chastity. My capacity's unlimited with no gimmick. Kids can't figure my structure like pyramids. I'm spirited like psychic and dead men resurrected. My wisdom's like prisms when light gets reflected. Check it. My lyrical missiles like heat sucker seeking, never weakening. Feeding off whack rhymers gives me strength and I lengthen with no measure. Cause I'm the ruler of styles, I rock it. The unidentified flowing object.
You know, I'm not saying we the best, I'm saying it's time to up the ante. So why did you start using big words? Because I can. Why did you start rhyming? It simply ain't like what I was hearing.
Time for a station, identification. Whack rappers, open up your eyes. Time for lyrical elevation. But you can't handle when I channel anything through mental panels. Melting membranes like candles. Disintegrating mental matter into ashes. Stepping up to rappers just like the Titan clashes. Bashing eyelashes, my lyrical energy travels fastest when propelled by the leaves of Hawaiian. Hardcore raps is about skills, so why do gangsters keep trying? I'm breaking on these motherfuckers like beat street. I beat other rappers like Sega Beats meets the beat meets vocal technique like Panasonic. My rhythm moves emotion cause my skills
Channel
is like
Live
bionic
with station
identification.
So fire.
Very, 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 very good. Like you said, it's just got that old school kind of dirty vibe to it. Like it's, you know, and when we talk about music being dirty, it's not that the production is terrible. It's, you know, well produced, but it has a little hint of that sound in it that makes you
consider where it's coming from. It's coming from the streets. You can tell it's coming from the heart. It's coming from soul, you know. Like,
and it's also for us that was listening to music on tapes and shit when shit didn't sound great. It's kind of nostalgic to hear shit not sound good. You know, like everything sounds so perfect and clean now that
you don't get that.
When you do hear something like that, then the nostalgia kind of takes over, which is
the warmth,
which is nice.
It's like the warmth of an old TV, you know.
You like that?
I like that.
A little crinkle and a crackle there.
Of course, makes you happy. Makes you feel like you're alive.
It does make you feel like you're alive.
That being said, I lost my voice. Just for the people out there to know.
How'd you lose your voice? Tell them how you lost it.
I've been in Disneyland for a week, so I mean, come back screaming on rides, you know, yelling for kids left and right. Where do they go? You know, you got to yell over people. So many people talking all day in this park. I mean, you lose your voice. Came back. I was fine yesterday. Come back, wake as I'm getting home, pulling in the driveway, the voice is gone.
Damn.
Set for maybe an hour too long of just not saying anything and not drinking
crazy.
any water.
It was kind of, it creeped up on you. It was one of those little creepers. You're perfectly fine leaving the park. You're perfectly fine while you're at the park.
Woke up great, took a shower, was ready to go, put some nice fresh ons, ready to roll. Everything was gone. Set the car up, put everything in. Everything was good. Farewell, smashed out, got some lunch, got back, got home, got like a dinner on the way. Boom. Got to the house, pulled out. I was like, no voice. Trying to tell the neighbor, thank you for feeding the cats, all the good stuff. Couldn't do it. And the neighbor looked at me like I was a psycho. I go, told him my apologies, man.
So where'd you go?
Where'd you go? He looked at me like, where the fuck you been, man?
Where'd you be?
Nah, I'm just trying to stay, just take a little sips of this and that, just keep myself coated.
Hell yeah. I saw a flyer for an Atmosphere and Friends show that's going to be at the Red Rock Amphitheater.
Yep, I did see
which
that.
is an amazing venue. And have you seen the lineup for this damn show?
I didn't see the lineup.
This GD show. Here, let me put it up for you.
Go ahead, throw it up there. But I've seen people have performed there. I've never seen it live, but I've always heard that it's a dream venue to go to. If you ever had the chance to go, you go. I mean, I would love to go there. People say they die because the acoustics are amazing in there.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah. It was Dilated Peoples, Immortal Technique. Oh, Cutting Linguistics, DJ Bird, and Living Legends and the High Road crew, man. Come on. Do you go wrong?
That's a crazy lineup, bro.
And if you think
Dilated Peoples, High Road, Living Legends, Immortal Technique, Cunning Linguist, and DJ Bird.
And if you think we're telling you it's next week, you don't got time. You got time. September 19th, Friday. So you got plenty of time to get your tickets. This is Morrison, Colorado. You got time to get there.
Also, I think Red Rock, a lot of these venues that you see these guys play, you know, when you're going out on tour, the venues that you're playing are going to be just like in a city in a certain location, and most of the people that are coming to that venue are going to be locals. They're going to be from that city or in the surrounding areas of that city. I feel like Red Rock is the type of venue where people fly from all around the country to come see it. So that's probably why they book it so far in advance and start promoting it now, because it's probably like people will, I'm sure some people will like book a vacation around that. This is going to be my 1 year vacation. We're going to fly to Colorado, right?
Yep.
Colorado.
Yep. We're going to catch a dream show.
We're going to go stay Colorado it for a week. Go to the Red Rock Amphitheater on a Saturday or whatever.
On a Friday, yep.
Go check it. Was it a Friday?
Yeah, it was Friday, yeah.
Jesus, I'm all over the place.
Was it September? Yeah, September. Was Saturday? No, it's Friday. It's all right.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, I feel like that's the type of venue where you could promote it a year in advance,
and you're gonna get it booked.
You're gonna get it booked.
People want to go there. They, like I said, the experience, the acoustics. They said that they don't even have that many speakers in that place. They have them just set in the right areas, and they just project off the rocks. So
yeah, because it's built in such a way that the music is amplified off the rocks. So it's how theaters are built, amphitheaters are built. They're built so when the music is played that it bounces off behind them and above them and shoots out to the crowd.
Amplifies.
Right? Boom.
Amphitheater amplifies.
Yeah, exactly. So the way they did that with the rocks is just genius.
Amazing. Very amazing. That's amazing.
So that's
it's
exciting.
A dream show.
If you do have a vacation that you want to plan, that's something that you might want to plan a vacation around that. That's a once-in-a-lifetime lineup right there. The
you don't get that too often.
High Road Dilated, Legends, Cunning Linguists, and Immortal Technique.
That's a show you would have seen in 2002, 2001, and now to get it again, that's a dream show, man. You better get
But
out there.
it's also a show that we probably would have got at at the Colonial we could have probably went and seen it at the Fillmore in San Francisco.
Oh yeah, definitely.
This motherfucker is being played.
The Catalyst, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
this motherfucker's and this is not a show now. Now this is a theater act.
This is huge.
Yeah, this is a venue theater act. You
Yeah.
know, this is a big deal.
That's exciting for those guys. And that's exciting for just the whole genre. The underground hip hop's getting that much love to be able to go play the Red Rock Amphitheater, especially at this time. I mean, you're talking every single one of those groups that I'm looking at right now is 25, 30 years in the game.
Star-studded event.
You know,
Star-studded event.
What I'm saying is it's not even just star-studded. You're talking about a bunch of people that are old school.
Yeah.
And they're still selling out a Red Rock Amphitheater at this time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, 30 years into their career. That's a fucking amazing, dude.
Oh, yeah.
That's
hats
crazy.
hats off to them.
Because that's a young man's game right there.
Yeah, because I haven't seen a Dilated People show in a long time, and they're coming in. You know they're selling tickets like a motherfucker. They're fucking flying off, especially if they got Mad Child there. Come on now, people want to go see that.
Oh yeah.
People want to see that. People want to see Slug. People want to be there, man. They want to just to be in the building.
For sure. 1000%. I would definitely.
And the weather's going to be amazing.
What are you going to pay to go see that show?
Oh, bro, those tickets are $3 bills. $3 bills,
think?
yeah, just to sit in the back.
I was going to say 150. I'd pay 150 easy.
I think those are probably a $3 bill show to sit somewhere good up in there. $3 bills up somewhere up in the fronts. $3 bills towards the back. 150s, like you're saying, just to be there, you know. But
it's an experience.
It's an experience. I mean, you're going to hear it. It's going to sound great. You're going to be able to see them.
The rest of your life, it's an experience.
You'll never forget it.
You see your boy Kanye going crazy.
I did see
calling
that.
everyone out.
I did see that. And then your boy's over here saying that don't be trying to get my kids to do this for you and singing this and singing. The man's lost his mind. I mean, what can you say, man?
You know, what are you gonna do, man?
At
some point, everyone just got to stop giving him so much attention.
At this point in the game, man,
it's like a little kid that you keep giving him attention. He's keep gonna lash out and keep doing crazy shit like that.
He's a schizo. That's what he does.
I don't know if that's so much. I mean, obviously, there's some type of I mean, maybe he's not having any mental lapse or mental break. Maybe this is just the phase, the way his life is going. But at the same time, like, when somebody acts like that, the more attention that they get, the more they're going to act out. So at some point, you just got to stop fucking reporting on it like we're doing right now.
Yeah, we're fucking up now. Now we're fucking up. That being said, let's not report on that. Have you seen your boy Brycon, what he's got going on? Brycon and Maitre D over here. Come and fucking, what's his name?
Who?
Kyman Drake 3000. Can't think of I couldn't read his name too good off the top, but they got a show coming up April 29th. Want to let these boys know at the Stable Cafe. If you're out there, go check out your boy Brycon.
Frisco?
Yep, you better
at the
go
Stable
out there
Cafe on the 29th.
Yep, remember, be out there, be on the lookout for him. Your boy's out there doing his thing. We want to give a shout out to him.
Doing his thing. How do you feel about those astronauts?
Oh,
Did you hear about those dudes?
I
went up for a 9-day trip. She came back 9 months later.
Came back tan. Came back fucking looking completely different. Got their hair done. No, they came back. You didn't see the pic? Okay, I'll pull up the pic of her. She came back with a tan and her hair done. Totally different person.
How to get her hair done?
I don't know. That's what they're trying to say. They never were in space. They said they never were in space.
Conspiracy theories?
Yep. She looks.
Well, I know Musk was trying to get up there to go save him 3 months, 4 months ago, and they wouldn't let him.
I think it was someone. They were trying to say something about the trajectory. If you didn't catch it at the right time, then
I mean, it makes sense. I don't know much about Earth's gravitational pull or the trajectory of the orbit, but it makes sense.
Okay, let me give you this right here. I'm gonna pull this up on the screen mirroring really quick here.
Do you got? I need to see this picture.
Here's the picture. I got the exact one.
It?
Okay, so she left looking like this.
There's no way
gray
she
and
came
pale,
back.
Gray and pale, and this is how she returned the other day. She's been in the sun in Costa Rica with her hair tanned. So you're telling me that this lady's been in space for 9 months where there's no light? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I think that there's a big deal. And
Here's what I'm going to say, though.
Go ahead.
It is hard to tell how gray her hair is because she's in a helmet, so you can't see the entire thing.
There's pics of her without it.
You could tell there's a lot of gray in the front of her hair, so if the rest of that was covered up and you didn't have the contrast of the black darkness and you only saw the gray in front, it might look like her hair is hella gray.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
And, of course, she's going to be tan. She's up by the sun, bro. She's as close as you can get to the sun. What are you talking about?
Hey,
I'm sure they got a tanning window in the fucking space. What's it called? The space station.
That being said, I don't think we ever win. But
welcome to the Russian space station.
Welcome to the conspiracy party.
Don't touch nothing.
That being said, there's some crazy shit going on. I don't believe a damn thing that they got going on.
You don't think that they went to space?
No,
you don't think they're ever? You can't. You think that they can't get past that one thing up there, huh?
They can't get past the fucking the radiation belt.
Yeah.
Without the radiation belt, you'll get burned up. You'll get burned alive.
So you don't think anyone's ever been to space?
The way I look at it is, and I hate to be as simple as this. It's so simple for me. I look at things in the smallest terms.
Yeah, I like that. Simplify.
If I can't put a fork in the microwave in 2025, you can't fucking get out of here, man. There's no way. A fork in the microwave is crazy. You know what I mean?
That's a nuclear bomb, bro. What are you doing?
And you think you could just get out of here with the radiation belt?
I do have
all
to
that
say,
metal.
I do have to say that I do find it kind of suspicious that if there's like a little bit of a windstorm here, they can't launch the rocket, but then they're gonna go to space. Where like
craziness.
I remember when Harry Stanford asked what it was going to be like up there on the rock. They said the worst imaginable, whatever. It's the worst imaginable environment that you can ever think of.
And there's hailstorm of comets and all this crazy stuff that's just going. It's
but
like,
there's a little bit of rain and wind, and we can't launch a rocket on Earth.
A little bit of metal in the microwave. I mean, come on. Things are not correct out there.
Hey, check it out. The microwave makes sense to me more than that.
I don't know, man. It's look what year it is. You should have figured out that already.
We've had microwaves for almost 80 years now. You don't think we can figure out how to put a goddamn fork in there?
That's what I'm saying. After all this time, there ain't no way.
You're crazy, bro. That's a crazy theory. I do believe that we went to space. I have questions about that moon landing, but I definitely believe that there was space odysseys and people going to space and doing that thing. I mean, come on. We got pictures.
New update.
What's your update?
New update to Weekend Come Up. Playlist? Okay, I'm just taking a look at this thing as your boy over here from Strange Famous is posting. You know how things go. I just take a look at things as we roll through.
I like it.
Did you check out that new fucking Bill Burr special?
I have not seen it yet.
Pretty good.
You watched that before you watched Andrew Schultz?
Yeah, you know how that goes for me.
Yeah.
But your boy Lord Sco over here has got a new tour coming out, the Puff tour. It looks like the Piff tour actually, and he'll be hitting all over the place. But I don't think anywhere near. Oh yeah, here we go. First off, he's going to be coming to California here, and you're going to be over there to see him in Santa Ana on the 29th of April. You might be able to see your boy Sco again May 1st in L.A., May 2nd, San Francisco, the neck of the woods right there.
There it is.
May 3rd, Arcata. And that's pretty much us for the CA tour, baby. Everywhere else. He's everywhere else, though, I'll tell you that. But if you want to check out your boy Lord Sco, that's the best place to see him right there. It's probably SF in the neck of the woods.
Yeah.
You a fan of the Sco?
Yeah.
Not too bad, man. You know who put us on him? Siggy put us on him. Shout out to Siggy. Shout out to Siggy for the Sco.
Shout out Siggy for the Sco.
But
have you been seeing all this Lil Russell? Lil Russell is flooding the internet with his content.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just my algorithm,
I've
but
seen it.
I feel like he's just flooding the internet.
Have you seen that San Francisco Giants song he's got?
Yeah, but he just dropped a new one with Snoop.
Oh, yeah, I did see that too. Hard.
He got that one with Wiz.
Mm-hmm. That's an old Wiz verse style. I like that old style he brought back. The Wiz was being sounding like the old Wiz.
It was actually he actually went into it like pretty good. I liked it. But
yeah, he's back to himself. It sounded like.
I feel like Lil Russell's just flooding the market, and it's good shit too, dude. I love it.
He's bringing the Bay back.
I like the positive vibe. It definitely feels like Bay vibey, like maybe not full hyphy, but like got that Bay vibe.
Definitely. I just want to say I want to give a shout out to our boys out there in Jedi Mind Tricks. You know what I mean? How it goes. 19 years ago today, Army of Pharaohs dropped. Can you believe that?
19 years ago today, and we didn't do any of that for This Week in Hip Hop?
No, we didn't, because I got something even better. I had to drop a little something that might not get us busted.
KRS-One?
Can't be getting us busted.
Yeah. No, I'm down
And he's
with
under
it.
a different name. He's under a different band. People ain't seen that come in. It's a slow sneak. You know how it goes. But Army of Pharaohs, you know what I mean?
That's
amazing
crazy.
album.
19
Still
years.
rocking this album, and I ain't joking. Still good. Still very, very
19
good.
years, so it came out 2004.
Good math on you there. You got good math. I was going to say 93. Good math on you. I'm just fucking around.
2004 came out the year I graduated.
Year I was born, 2004, baby.
Damn, you're looking rough,
I'm
dog.
telling you.
It's been a rough 19 years.
I'm only 19, man. It's pretty crazy.
What else you got going on?
What else?
How was Disneyland? Great.
Fantastic.
Fun,
Happiest place on earth.
Happiest place on earth. No issues. You didn't see no fights?
None. I didn't see anything crazy. That's what I left thinking. I didn't see one bad hiccup. I didn't see one mistake. I didn't see one foul. I didn't see gum anywhere. I was looking for gum on the rail. You don't see any of that stuff in Disney. Disney's perfect place. The hotel was great. Had jacuzzis. Jacuzzi by the bar. Everything was heated. The pool was even heated. The place we stayed had water slides. Nice. It was nice, and it rained.
Like the water slides?
Oh yeah, it rained for maybe an hour, and it was like warm the whole time because we were in the water the whole time, chilling. It was nice, great fucking time.
Sounds like it. Always a good time at the happiest place on earth.
I honestly
definitely the most expensive place on earth.
Oh, dude, that's why they're so happy to see you coming. They see you taking your money.
It's hard for them not to be happy when all that money they be getting.
It's crazy how security they are, man. I tried to walk in. I had my pocket knife, and the guy was like, "Nope, can't come in here." I totally forgot that.
Well, I mean, what do you think?
That's downtown Disney.
The happiest place on earth with a weapon?
Downtown Disney. I didn't know it was like that. This is after we left the park.
Bringing no weapons onto Disney campus?
I didn't know it was that serious getting in downtown Disney.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but, I mean, that's where all the fun is, downtown Disney.
That being said, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on that we're
much going on.
That we're probably overlooking. But that being said, why not overlook what you have? And have you got a chance to take a listen to that new album by your boy?
By?
You know, Mr. Abilities.
Oh yeah, definitely. We'll talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. That's an amazing album.
Yeah, we're gonna listen to a couple of tracks off of it for the song picks.
Yes,
definitely.
Yes, we have to.
Excited about that.
And if we don't, then I mean, it's pretty crazy. I mean, it's pretty crazy to think that things could go very sweet tonight. Very sweet. Very, very sweet. So sweet being said that we might be one-legged.
One-legged. We definitely got one leg going.
One leg, baby, but a fucking full heart ready to fight.
Oh,
ready to go. Have you seen anything good? How do you... Wait. Did you watch the latest episode of the YJs, man? Oh,
I'm an episode back. I'm hoping to watch it tonight if I have some time tonight when I get home.
Oh, man.
I'm coaching my daughter's soccer team tomorrow morning, so got to make it kind of an early night, but hopefully I can get an episode in.
Bro, I don't want to get no spoilers, but put it like this.
Don't do it.
Let's just say everybody gets a little snap of reality.
That's what we need.
That's what they get.
That's what we need.
They get a snap of reality.
I'm excited. I'm excited
that's
about
all I got to
that.
say about that, and that's all that needs to be said about that. You know what I watched last night, though? And it was amazing. When I got home, I was in the mood. Cable Guy.
Cable Guy's a great movie.
So good.
So good.
Devil's like, yep. Calls the girl, and he's like, she's over at the house. He goes, yeah, she's looking at you all night.
I saw an AI thing about a movie with Jim Carrey and Adam Sandler called Buds.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Was it fire?
Well, it was just fake. It was an AI thing, but yeah, it was tight. It was about them like starting a cannabis business and selling weed legally.
I could see them doing it.
So good.
Yeah, dude.
Have we ever got a Sandler and a Jim Carrey movie?
No, I don't even think they've ever crossed paths.
The Sandman and Jim Carrey?
I don't think so.
I don't think they ever did.
I don't think I've ever have.
Sandman, dude. I can't wait for.
You know who is making a movie though?
Who?
Cheech and Chong. One last smoke or something like that. If I'm not mistaken.
Are they gonna smoke? Now Cheech actually smokes in real life, I think.
Yeah, he never burned before, but now he does. Yeah, I think it's gonna be called. Let me double check on it. But
double check that. Let's fact check yourself.
I'm
real quick.
100%. It's gonna be called The Last Smoke or something like that. Cheech and Chong, The Last Movie. Maybe it's called The Last Movie actually. Yep, we got it right here. Let me give you a little.
Give me a little sneak peek.
Give you a little something right here on the cam. Here we go. Here it is. Here we go. Bam.
Oh yeah, Cheech and Chong's last movie.
Yep. There it is, man.
Are they going to the theater with this thing?
They're going to the theater. It's coming out 4/20.
Well, let's do it. It's fake or real?
It's real. Coming out. Cheech and Chong's last movie, 2024.
It's in the 2024 American documentary. It's already out, homeboy.
Oh, well, is it? Okay, well, maybe it's out already. I had no
Go
idea.
check out Cheech and Chong's last movie.
I guess it is out already. God damn. I could have swore there was more to it than this son of a bitch.
Hey, man, check it out. You miss 100 of the shots you don't take.
Yeah, I must take 104 tonight, but we're taking
You miss
more.
100% of the shots you don't take, my friend.
How to take it? How to take it?
How to take a shot? And I, you know what? Me, myself, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I like that. Shout out to our boy, fucking Tim Warner out
Can
there.
we get some T's and P's to 50 Cent?
Why, he died?
No,
Jesus Christ.
No, not 50 Cent. Sorry, Tracy Morgan.
Oh, yeah. He threw it. I seen that. I seen
To
that.
Tracy Morgan.
Hope his stomach feels better.
God damn. Have you seen the picture of it?
Yeah, I seen him thrown up on the court side.
Oh,
pretty bad.
Man.
Yeah, but, I mean, he's a baby, man. Even a 4-year-old knows to get up and run to the fucking bathroom. The fool sat there like a baby and just leaned forward. It's like, come on, you're fucking the game up, man. Just get up and run.
the whole game up, bro.
I'm sure there's a trash can somewhere courtside he could have ran and put his face in.
Or a bucket.
Is that a dirtbag move? I would say so. I
Or
would
a
say he looks
bucket.
like a dirtbag move or no?
Oh, it's a dirtbag move.
I
They
would
said that he
What do they say? Oh,
They said he got food
like
poisoning.
a baby. He's just drunk. People say
Look
that.
at the girls. Look at the girls.
It's like, what a loser.
What's going on? Look at this fool over here trying to check it out.
That fool's a
Look at
loser.
this.
That's Busta Rhymes.
Look at this fool. Yeah, Busta's like, hey, homie, what'd you drink?
Busta's like, I gave you that blow, man. You better chill out, dog. Try to let everybody
Look
know.
what 50 said. Damn, Tracy, what the fuck going on, bro? Too much Branson cognac? LOL.
God his ass. That fool, yeah, he's all fucked up, bro. Look at that
poor
fool.
guy, dude.
That poor guy. Millionaire.
T's
of a
and P's,
motherfucker.
man.
Hey, man. When you're that rich, I guess you do what you want.
Take that shit to the bathroom, though.
I know. Even a 4-year-old knows to get up, so that's all I got to say about that. So that's
That's
bullshit.
all I got to say about that, man.
Kind of sad day when a man's doing that, but hey, man.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Pigeon John and AWOL 1, they're on tour, though.
Pigeon John and AWOL?
Yeah, did you hear about that?
Oh, no.
Yeah, dude, they just announced they're on tour. They're going to be coming to California to Sacramento on the 20th of May. We should go check them out. I think it's going to be sick.
Definitely.
May 25th. Oh, I think it's time.
Definitely.
I think we're here.
Oh, what's up, abilities? Can you hear us?
What up?
Hey,
what up?
can you hear us?
I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Oh, we hear you beautifully.
Perfect.
Hell yes. Great. Thank you so much for joining us. Joining us now, sitting down and having a conversation with us on Friday. We are very, very excited to talk to this man. He is a legendary DJ, producer, one of the best to ever fucking do it. Give it up for the one, the only DJ Abilities.
Thank you, my friend.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us, man. We really, really appreciate it. This is big time for us.
Hell yeah.
No, not a problem. Not a problem.
How's how you been? How's everything going?
I'm good. You know, I actually just hit 2 years sober today.
I saw that post, man.
Yeah, congratulations.
That's amazing, dude. That's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah, dude, that's gigantic.
Thank you. And as you guys know, because I remember you guys talked about Phonograph Phoenix. You know, if you listen, there's a song on there called Wasteland that's basically like a love song to fucking drinking, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, that just shows how like deep it went, you know? And yeah, it's wild. Like 2 years is like, 1 year felt the most wild because, you know, it's like, it's a year, you know what I mean?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, damn, I did it. I went through every possible day without drinking or anything. I'm like 100%. Oh, coffee. I drink coffee, right?
Caffeine, yeah.
And I do take pre-workout though.
There you go.
For my
you go.
muscles. The gym, man, the gym has been so helpful. The gym, yoga, jogging, just like exercise is really, because I always exercised before, but like I took it up way a notch when I went sober. And that's, I don't think there's any magic bullet. You know, everybody has their own ways of coping with vice. But to anybody out there listening who might be struggling, that might be an avenue that could work for you as well. And I know it really worked for me. It's because I've noticed, like, because I tried to quit so many times in the past, and it would succeed for a while, then it would fail. And I quit many times. And what I've realized is, like, when you quit, whatever it is, if you don't fill that time up or that energy with something positive, you're going to feel lacking. You know what I mean? And it's not to say that you can't get through it that way as well. But for me, it was always harder because it was like you feel like you're missing something. But when I along with other things, just realizing how bad it realistically was for me, and just, you know, I didn't think I was an alcoholic, but every doctor alive thought I was an alcoholic. You know what I mean? When you read that list, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, check, 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 check. I was like, oh shit. But to get back to my point was, I was like, well, I want to get in crazy good shape. And it's like, because if I drink, I can't be in crazy good shape. It's kind of one or the other.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Of course.
So it's like, and then you start seeing the gains and the reward, and it's like, okay, well, I have this. I'm no longer losing this. I'm gaining this.
Exactly. Because drinking definitely prohibits a lot of the gains that you could be making. I mean, it swells you up. I mean, it's going to put a lot of extra carbs, stops. And then you always read that the word retards the muscle, or, you know, it helps it from really not growing at all.
Yeah.
And you just don't have the energy. You're hungover. And then, dude, another thing too. And like, don't get me wrong. Like, I enjoyed drinking a lot of the times. You know what I'm saying? I like that. Again, that's why I made that song. But it was also coupled with a lot of just hangovers and regret too. You know, where it's like when I'm sober, I can stand by all my decisions, all my actions. And I've already drank 2 lifetimes worth of alcohol too. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's not like I didn't do it already. Like, I've already drank enough. I've been a professional DJ since I was 17. You know what I mean? Like, I've drank lifetimes worth of alcohol. And so it's just kind of like, no matter how I spin it, I'm just kind of like, I'm good. So it was just interesting. It's funny because I didn't plan this to be on this day. It just kind of happened. I was like, oh shit, this is the day. And that's kind of cool, I think.
I think that's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, because it's very important, especially because a lot of people, like you were saying, don't think that they have a problem, or, you know, they go to the doctor and they check those lists and they're like, well, you know, I'm doing exactly what this guy's doing or my friend's doing, but it goes a lot deeper in a lot of situations, and it can be a lot worse. And having somebody that you look up to or somebody that is influential say that and be an example for that, it helps a lot of people.
You know, and this is the thing, is it creeps up on you too, right? It's like, I remember my drinking journey was just like, you know, I just kind of liked having beer, and then it was like, I really like drinking, and then it's like, I need to drink, and then it's like, holy shit, I'm out. You know, it's like, it's a gradual process. That's why I think a lot of people don't recognize that they have a problem, because it's not quick. You know what I mean? You don't notice that it's happening, so you don't notice how far gone you've gotten, and it rewires your brain and your reward system. So it's kind of like, I actually watched this video that Andrew Huberman did that helps me a lot with dopamine and alcohol. I think it actually was 2 separate ones, and just understanding like how it actually affects your brain was really eye-opening to me too, because it was like, wait a second, do I actually truly like alcohol, or is it just like my brain's a little rewired to think that it is, right? And then it just kind of opens up a whole other question, like, what do you actually like? What you like and dislike is just like a manifestation of where you're at. You know, if you're in like a real toxic place, you might think your toxic girlfriend is amazing, you know, and then you start getting healthy and healing. You're like, man, this chick is crazy.
Yeah.
Why was I in love with her, you know? So, and that would manifest to anything, right? It's like your likes and dislikes are just a reflection of where you are at. And so that's why it's important to like make healthy choices, because then you could trust your likes and your choices. Does that make sense?
For sure.
Makes perfect sense.
And so like alcohol was like a slow degradation of like problems I had that had been compounded and this and that. And then it's just like, you just kind of wake up like, oh. I think also what hurt me too, to a degree, was like, I still like was doing what I wanted to do more or less with music. So it was like hard to justify, oh, I got this crazy problem. It's like, well, I'm still rocking shows. I'm still making fresh stuff, you know, like, but then I realized, well, okay, but how much more would I have been doing had I not been drinking? You know, it's like, okay, I'm running this marathon, but I have a 20-pound backpack on. What if I just took the backpack off? You know, I'd be running mad faster. I'd be way further. So that was like another thing that was like, just because I'm still like succeeding in spite of it, like, doesn't mean it should have a place at the table, so to speak.
Exactly.
And Yeah, it's been interesting. It's interesting because like that in the gym, I debated sharing online as far as social media is concerned because I feel like there's like two ways as an entertainer you could be on social media, and neither way is wrong, but you kind of gotta pick your lane.
Mm.
And one is like share everything. You know, you'll have a dude be like, "What up, breakfast today?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just share everything, and so it's just kind of like they're like this ongoing TV show or something, and it's like some people's personality works for that. And then other people like myself, I try not to post very often, but when I do, I always try to make it something very significant or like a really cool professional photo
Mm.
or like an occasional selfie, but like not do it a lot. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's usually with something. And so it's like I'm not spamming you to death. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I debated. I was like, well, do I want to post about the gym or sobriety? I was like, I don't know. And then I just was like, wow, why not? Like, this is what I'm into.
Yeah.
And I bring this up because of your point earlier about how it's helping people. And that's been a wonderful surprise. It's like, oh, wow, this is like, people are digging this. They like seeing this journey and it helps with motivation. And then when I thought about it, I was like, of course it does. Because when I see it from people who I like, it does the same thing to me. I was
Yeah.
like, why would that not work the other way around for people who dig what I do? And then it kind of like became clear. I guess I just don't look at myself like that, if that makes sense.
For sure.
Like, but I'm like, oh yeah. To some people, like they do look at me like that, and I am serious about it. So it's not it's very authentic. You know what I mean? Like I've been sober for 2 years, and I'm super into health and fitness. It's not a just something for likes or whatnot. You know what I mean? It's a real part of who I am and what I believe in. So I feel comfortable sharing, and it's awesome that people are receiving it so well.
Yeah, and you don't have to be a fitness influencer
Yeah.
to influence someone's fitness journey as well,
course.
too. I mean, just the
Exactly.
simple. I mean, honestly, I think I get more motivated from somebody that isn't even the most fit person, but they're putting in the most work and going to the gym every day because it's hard. It's not easy, and
Yeah,
so
oh, yeah.
that motivates me more than seeing somebody that's jacked and always in the gym and super fit. You know what I mean?
You know what I would add too is, and there's no right or wrong, right? It's just like a different angle. But to your point is, when you see a fitness influencer, it's like, oh, it's their job. Of course they can look
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
But like with me, like I don't look necessarily like a fitness influencer, but I'm a DJ and a producer. So it's like for most people who have regular jobs that they need to do, it's like I already got my job and I'm in shape. So then that's more like attainable. Where it's like,
Yeah.
oh shit, Abilities is in good shape and he's always cutting and making beats. Whereas like a fitness influencer is like, well, of course they're in shape. That's
That's their job.
That's all they gotta do.
That's all they do. Yeah.
Yeah, so that would lend some that makes sense to what you're saying about how that could add actually even possibly more motivation because it seems more feasible and attainable.
More relatable
That,
for sure.
that said, I am thinking about starting a fitness account though.
Do it,
cool,
dude.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that would be awesome.
Because I'm almost done with yoga training, yoga teacher training. And so I've been into yoga for over 10 years. I'm like really, really into yoga. It's like when I'm at the gym, I get pumped. It's easy to take a selfie, like, what up? I'm here, you know?
Yeah.
If I'm going to be doing like warrior twos and like, I kind of need somebody else to like be able to take the proper pictures and stuff. So I got to figure that out. But like, that is something I want to do. And then I want to like make music to my yoga flows. And it's like a whole thing.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Ability Fitness. We'll be on the
Right?
lookout for the Ability Fitness. That being said, what made you know that this time was different when you got sober? Like, how did you know? Like, oh, this is the one. This is sticking now.
You know, it was like, so like I had said, I had tried to stop multiple times.
Yeah.
And I think each time, at least for me, but I think this probably rings true with others as well, is like each time you stop and then you fail, you're kind of a little bit stronger than you were before. Right? Because like you learned, maybe you went a little bit further, you learned a little bit more, you have more resolve, you're more disappointed that you started drinking again. Like I'm an optimist, so it's like I try to put things into that frame. But I'm telling you, man, one of the things that really helped me a lot was finding these videos, these Andrew Huberman videos, the one on dopamine and the one on alcohol. because I was like, why? I wanted to know why. You know what I mean? And some people can go to AA and the 12 steps, and more power to them if that works for them. Like somebody on my post today was like talking about Jesus and how it helped them. And I'm like, that's awesome for you, you know, whatever you need to do. But for me, I needed the scientific reasons. I was like, what is happening to my brain? Why is this so difficult? And then I saw these videos and I really digested them, and it just made things clearer for me. And I was like, oh, that's why this is happening. And then, you know, a couple of weeks down the line, when I get cravings again, it's kind of like, oh, this is what's happening. And I understood it more. Also coupled with what I was saying previous, setting clear-cut goals that would be hindered by drinking again. So it's kind of like, okay, I know why I'm craving it. I know what's happening to me. And I know if I go down this, it's going to hurt these other things that I want to accomplish. And I think that recipe is the one that wound up working for me.
Awesome. Did you feel at first it kind of difficult to create without substance, or was that not something that you used as a crutch at all anyways?
Because like I said, I've gone gaps being sober. So like on Phonograph Phoenix, like Wasteland's obviously on there. So I was fucking, you know, drunk for some of that shit. But for large chunks of that, I was sober. Okay. So it was like I knew that I could do it without sobriety or with sobriety, excuse me. And like you don't need that stuff. You know what I mean? If you're a creative person, you're a creative person. Like I used to subscribe to that when I was way younger, when I was like smoking copious amounts of weed in my teenage years and 20s. Yeah. I thought that it like made me better, and I was wrong. But one of the things that I think that stuff can help with, but you could still achieve it without it, is just looking at things from a different perspective. That's really what it is. You know, it's not weed or acid or whatever it is. It's not necessarily that. It's just that it's enabling you to check things out a little bit differently, right? So, but I think you could do that just by opening your mind more, or reading a book that's interesting, or exercising super vigorously, or having interesting conversations. It's just about shifting perspective a little bit. And that's totally achievable without substance. And you can make a strong case that it's even better because you're clearer. You're probably going to retain what you've learned better. You know, you get hella fucked up and drunk. And also, too, like I gotta tell you something. When I stopped smoking weed, I used to smoke so much weed, and I was just blazed. And I made this beat, y'all. And I swear to you, I thought this beat was the next level beat. I was like, I cracked the code. Your boy is like...
It's fucking Neo. He's Matrix. This is the one.
I hit the next level, right? I pass out because I'm so fucking high. And then I wake up, you know, and I'm like, damn, I can't wait to fucking hear this beat. This shit was like a kick, a hi-hat, and like a pan, and like that was it. And I remember being like, oh shit, I gotta stop smoking weed, because I was just so high. It just sounded so incredible, but only because I was high. Yeah. You know, I was stone cold sober. It was just like, it reminded me like when you see stoners just looking at like a brick wall or something. You know, you're like, oh, look at all the details, and it's like, yeah, there are a lot of details in there, but it's also just because you're high.
Yeah. You know I mean? You're looking from a different view, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. And it can make mundane seem more interesting as well. Yeah. Right? Oh, that was another thing with drinking, dude, is I was like, it's incredible how drinking can turn anything into something, right? One of the things that I really liked about becoming sober, and still like, is I don't do shit unless I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sober. Like, if I'm at a show, I'm staying at the show because it's fresh. Yeah. Now, if I was drinking, I might just stay till bar close because I'm drinking, not because the show is good. Yeah. So it's like, it's cool. alcohol and drugs can turn anything into an activity because that becomes the activity. When you erase that from the equation, you're only putting yourself in positions you want to be in because there's no fucking, like beer goggles. You know what I'm saying? Like for life. And that's been rewarding. Now, don't get me wrong. Every once in a while, I'll have like, a boring Tuesday or something where I'm like, fuck, man, post gym, a couple beers and a movie would hit crazy hard today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it would. But I know, like, if I open that door, then, maybe it's a lot of beers on Saturday, and then the next weekend it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it's like, it's like a slippery slope. So it's just kind of like, I'll just have my boring Tuesday. And then also I won't be hungover on Wednesday, and then I could hit it hard at the gym again or yoga or whatever I want to go do. Also, too, it costs money, man.
Oh, it's expensive. Very expensive.
It's just expensive. I'm just like, shit.
That's the best point of view I've ever heard anybody have on that take, though, of you being sober. You only put yourself in the winning position. I mean, that's so true. I mean, when I'm drinking sometimes, we'll be like, let's kick it. But they just start a happy hour, so we could just chill a little bit longer. Well, yeah.
But it's not that you're staying because it's fun or it's a cool
it's because
experience.
The drinks are now cheap now and da-da-da-da. But, yeah, dude, you saying that, it makes so much clear sense. It's like you spoke exactly how someone should put it. I mean, if someone else saw it in that perspective or in that situation, I mean, people might want to consider not drinking as much or doing that because that's such a good way to put it. I've never, ever heard anybody put it like that.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what you want to do when you're like that because you'd be like, damn, I love this. Like, don't get me wrong, I still like sports, but, like, not like I did when I was drinking.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can sit and watch football all day if you're drinking.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're so cold sober. I'm not watching football all day, not even close. I watch the fucking playoffs. Like, now with sports, like, I watch the playoffs and the championships. I can't even watch the regular season.
Yeah.
But when I was drinking, like, I easily could because it's just kind of it's the beer goggles, man. It's like the light. It's just and I said, like, there's two sides to that coin, right? Like, obviously I'm sober, so I feel like that's better, but at least for me. But there are some times when I am bored, where I'm just flat out bored, and I'm just like, fuck. Like, a beer would make this Tuesday movie watching better, right?
Yeah,
it's
fuck
just, if you have a tendency to be extreme like I do, it's like I gotta point my guns the right direction, and that's why it's like. Because if I'm going to drink it, I'm probably going to be an alcoholic. If I'm going to, that's why I stay away from hard drugs. It's like I fucking have no fucking desire to do hard drugs. So, but if I'm a gym, because I'm going to be a gym rat, like a hardcore gym rat. Like, dude, a couple of months ago, I went to the gym 42 times in 1 month.
There you go.
And I went to hot yoga. It was like the most, I had never done that much exercise in a month. It was insane. But my body just was like, I just needed to do it. Yeah. But when you break that down, that's silly. But I go, well, shit, if I wasn't on that mission, like, that would have been just a crazy alcohol binges.
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of like knowing who you are. And if you're that type of person, like, put yourself in a position to use those traits as virtue as opposed to vice.
Yeah. You definitely have to replace, like you said, you have to replace it. You can't just
think you're going to go
cold turkey and keep doing your same daily routine and think that everything's going to be fine. You got to replace it with something.
You can do it, but it's way harder.
Yeah.
There's energy
to be burnt. You're going to feel lost. You know what I'm saying? You're going to feel like something's missing. And when you feel like something's missing, that's just a hard thing for people to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'd say that the two things you want to do is, one, find something to replace that time and energy with that's positive, and then two, research the actual science behind why you're doing whatever your specific vice is, right? It could be anything, but just research are people attracted to that? Why do people have difficulty letting go of it? Why do people have difficulty overusing it, et cetera, et cetera? Because once you can, like, then you can kind of put it outside of yourself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And, like, observe it and be like, oh, this is what's been happening to me. Not this is who I am. This is what's been happening to me. And now it's over there, and you can observe it. And you're like, oh, that's there. Well, I want to do this thing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you kind of separate yourself from it. And It's at least it's been helpful for me. Like I said, I don't have the magic bullet
you
or
replaced
whatnot, but I have been through this, and it's what's helped me.
Yeah.
You replaced a bad habit with a great habit. I mean, and if you think about it, it's beneficial for you all the way around, and the people around you too, and your family. They're going to see you live longer now. Your health is better. You're probably all around in a better mood all the time.
Better example for your family.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're showing
also,
everybody
too,
that stuff.
I would add not only my family and friends, but I'm a public figure. But people who come see me, it's like, dude, I'm honored to be able to create art and have people come and take their time, drive, you know what I'm saying? Like, to come see me. It's like, I owe it to people to be the best version of me that I could be.
Yeah.
And it's like, that brings me joy. And it's like I just played at St. Patrick. You know, St. Patrick, if there's ever a day to drink, it's fucking St. Patrick's Day. You know what I'm saying? I just played this past weekend. You know, I'm stone cold sober. And it's just a fucking blast, you know, and everybody has a blast. That's the thing. I don't judge people for drinking. Like, I really enjoy drinking. I just know that I'm one of the people who's extreme and took it too far. You know what I mean? There are countless people who can have a couple drinks and have fun. And I've done that. It's just, that usually will only last like a week, you know, or 2 weeks. And then it's like,
slippery slope.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just kind of like.
But you figure that they can tell though when you're happy and you're in a good mood. It conveys through your music. I mean, you can see that probably, and it's probably what people want. They want to see you healthy, so you play the best show you can. I mean, I feel like you developed a way of speaking through your music in a way like you're conveying emotion all through this newest album you have out there. It's amazing. I mean, Phonograph Phoenix the whole way through it's crazy. I really love Waves. Waves is amazing. I didn't expect,
thanks, man.
and I didn't expect to even hear, you know, Mikey at all on the album. That must have, and on Steel, that's one of my probably my favorite song on the whole album. And
I'll be honest with you.
I think it's mine too.
I'll be honest with you. I've listened to the album multiple times, but I was running it back today on my way. I'm a flooring contractor, and I was on the way to a job site, and I was just running back the album on my way there, and that song still came on, and I teared up, man, and I had to pull over and clean myself up before I got to the job site, just because of. I mean, for us, huge Idea and Abilities fans, we saw you guys in 2003, I believe it was, in San Francisco at the Fillmore on Seven Travels Tour, and it was the first time I've ever seen a live DJ MC combination together. Like that. Obviously, I have seen DJs back up MCs, but nothing like to that extreme.
Not a symbiotic.
Not where he would come up to you at the tables and you guys would work together.
You guys are speaking in different languages to each other, but understanding. It is what it looked like at 15 years old.
But we're 15, 16 years old, and it's those formidable years. So for me, to hear that song back today again, and to hear the way that you used his vocals and everything, it was just amazing. I would just want to say thank you very much. You there?
You still there?
I'm sorry. Yeah, you just cut out for 10, 15 seconds. But I think I
just want to say thank you.
Thank
you for that.
Elaborate on something that you said so that song was the last song I made for Phonograph Phoenix, right? Because I knew how difficult it would be. And when you say you teared up, have you ever heard, it's a famous author. It's like Dickens or one of those guys, you know what I mean? One of those like canon author guys. It's no tears in the author, no tears in the reader, right? So it's basically saying you need to take it to that place. And so when you say that about Still, that's mission accomplished to me, because when I sat down and wrote that guitar riff, the main riff, I was like, if I don't cry when I'm making this, it's not good enough. Yeah. And I just, and then when the tears came, I was like, okay, this is actually worthy of making the song about Mike. And then I started making it, and it was just too sad though. I was like, oh my God, like this is too heavy. Yeah. And I was like, this isn't really it's not gonna be as powerful as it should be just being brutally sad. And so what I realized is I was like, oh, I can like make this a journey, whereas like that song is like black hole at the center of our galaxy, we're still suffering, we're still aching, right? So that's the representation of all of us who miss him still, right? Like we're still suffering, we're still aching. The black hole is him being gone, right? But then if you notice, Then in the middle of the song, it's the shoot a hole in the sky, rip it open, climb inside. That would be like him, his art, his energy, like still existing and moving to the heavens, so to speak, right? And then the second verse is the like day by day trying to maintain, which is like us, myself, like making through the getting the grieving process and still continuing on, right? And so that is my favorite song on that record because one, it's just about idea, and two is I just think the story arc of that song is just like spot on, and I'm just really proud of that because usually turntables, it's like a wickedly abstract instrument, and it's great for being gnarly and fresh and just like, you know what I mean? Like it's so hip hop, but it's hard to convey other styles of emotions, you know? Like that's another reason why I'm glad you brought up Waves, because like Waves is like this kind of like chill, you know what I mean? It's like it's not necessarily like b-boy in your face emotion either. It's just like,
well, it takes you from the beginning where everything's like popping fast, and then it breaks you into waves, and then it kind of chills you out, kind of mellows you down for a little bit, and it has a nostalgic sound to it. I don't know what it is. It's like I don't know how to put my finger on it, but it feels like I've been there before.
Interesting. And so the reason why I called it Waves is because that's what it reminded me. It reminded me of like driving on the ocean front with like the sun setting. You know what I mean? You're just kind of like coasting, you know? And so that would be another manifestation of that. But I feel like Still is like, I can't believe I was able to create that with turntables and the production, obviously. But like as a whole,
it's amazing.
And
it's amazing.
I'm really proud of it, and yeah, man, thank you. You guys like that.
It was definitely the journey of it. You know, hearing his voice, obviously, and then the way that you conveyed it, but like you said, the journey of it, the build of it, and it was a great representation, and definitely did a great job. And thank you so much for that, because it's awesome for us to have that to listen to now.
Thank you. It's fresh because when I play live, too, a lot of times I'll play Still right before like the big E&A hit, and like so like it just like it just meshes. It goes over well. Really. Yeah. Are you guys gonna come out to see Ali and I?
We're hoping to. We're gonna try to make it work out.
Okay, because if you do, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Oh, dude, I'm so excited
to see it work. So it's fresh.
That being said, do you feel like By the Throat is ahead of its time still? I do. I mean, and that also being said, 16-year anniversary this year. Huge, dude. 16 years? Yeah. Come on now. Give it up for the man. 16 years for that? That's amazing. And I still, to this day, I put it on and just still
definitely
I feel like
when we heard it at the moment, it was one of those albums that you were like, this is ahead of its time. I felt like.
And then when I put it on, I still feel like it's ahead of its time. Like people are barely catching up is what I feel like.
I think so. You know, ahead of its time is tricky. You guys can say it. I don't want to say it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
I just don't. But I think another way to put it is we made 3 classic records.
Yeah.
Right? And so I think By the Throat is going to be, I think all 3 of them are going to still be fresh 30 years from now.
Fuck yeah.
Right? It's like, and so if that's how you want to describe ahead of its time, then that would work.
Yes.
Right?
That's
but to me, I think it's more timeless is more the word that I'm looking for. Right? It's like, it still sounds fresh.
Yes.
And I think that more or less that's what you're getting at is it's like, oh man, this is still fire. And it's like, it's crazy how things can do that. Like, you'll listen to stuff from like, like the 60s and you'll be like, damn, this still sounds like it sounds a little dated, obviously.
Yeah.
But then it doesn't, you're like, this still sounds hard. And you'll go and listen and watch video, even like grainy footage, and you'll be like, damn, this came out of these people, you know what I mean? And it's like, and I think that, and at least I hope that Idea and I did that, and it seems, people like yourselves seem to mirror that sentiment that it was achieved. And that makes me really happy.
Yeah.
We've talked to people that dream or through the podcast, that dream about wanting to be at these shows that we've been to, and then we look at it like we maybe have took it for granted ourselves
At
of
the
being
time,
there at the
yeah.
time, and like people are thinking, I wish I could have been there. I wish I could have
Yeah.
been. And I look at him and I go, we were there.
Yeah,
How lucky
it's
are we to
tough,
really
dude.
see it? And it's crazy to think that we were there, and you guys are just as amazing then as you are now. And it's fucking crazy how you guys are time machine, timeless.
And everybody though is gonna have their version of that, right? So it's like it's about like minimizing regret for not seeing, and then maximizing like who are you seeing now?
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean? Like an example of me was like I got to see Nirvana live.
Whoa. Shit.
Most people would be like, what? Like what? You got to see Nirvana? That's crazy. And so you guys got to see Mike and I together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is very unique. We were really that's something when you talk about ahead of time. That's something that I think is not to. I guess I don't need to create a hierarchy, but like our music, the recorded versions are what it is. But I think what could possibly be even more rare is our togetherness live.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just never see rappers and DJs like really locked in like that. You know what I mean? Like you didn't really see it before we came around, and you don't really see it now.
Yeah.
And forgive me, I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody, and I'm sure people are doing super fire shit. Don't get me wrong. Even now that I'm thinking about it, like LL Cool J and Z Trip are doing super fresh shit. Like people do it, but it's just that they didn't do it the way we do it. I know we definitely did it our own way, and it's just really rare to see.
Yeah.
It was so high tense.
That's why we're getting to work with Ali. Like that's going to be awesome because it's like nothing will ever be able to recreate what Idea and I had together, but Ali is fucking incredible in his own way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's going to be a way where we can do our version of that. And it's like, I'm just grateful to be able to do that again on some level and in a new way. And to me, it's awesome that it's Ali too, because it's like Ali is part of the whole thing.
Family, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like people like yourselves who have been E&A fans, it's like, you're like, Brother Ali, yes. You know what I'm saying? It's not like some random fucking whatever, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, that makes sense. And anybody who's seen Ali live, have you guys ever seen Ali live?
I have, yeah.
Yep. He's so fucking good live, dude.
Very good.
Like, I have to say this, I'm like, there's really dope rappers and there's really dope MCs, and they're not necessarily the same person all the time, right? Like, you have guys who just can spit bars, but live, they run out of breath, their mic control's bad, they just can't really connect with the audience.
Background
Or like
vocals
vice versa.
playing.
You have these incredible hosts who could get the crowd to say anything, are crystal clear through the speakers, but like be kicking some like 1984 raps. You know what I'm saying? Like it's too
bad
basic
stage
and
presence.
shit.
Yeah.
And then you have like KRS-One, Brother Ali, like rappers like that, where you're like, not only do they got bars, but like their crowd control is just like, they just fucking get them.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, that's going to be an interesting thing to team up with. Because Mikey's thing was, he was captivating and he was charismatic, but it was in more like a rock star kind of way.
Yeah.
Less in like when I say this, you do this, like, boom, like working the crowd. It was more like, I'm like this virtuoso artist, and like I'm going to dive so deep into technical skill coupled with intense emotion that it's just like awe-inspiring, right?
Yeah.
And then we would bounce off one another, and it was like, it was very unique in that regard. But to work with Ali in a way that's like more, for lack of a better word, like a traditional kind of way, but just in an exceptional version. And then obviously the way he raps is very unique onto himself and his content and stuff. It's just, it's really cool because it's like, it's enough of it's enough of what I had previously done and loved, but enough of new and different
Yeah.
at the same time. You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure.
And that's how, because I don't want to abandon what I did, but I don't want to replicate what I did. You know what I mean? It's like,
You want to stay new. You want to keep pushing.
Yeah.
yeah, I want the
Keep it
best
fresh,
of both
yeah.
worlds.
Yeah.
And so I'm really excited to see how Ali and I's show comes off, because I think the sky's the limit for us.
That's going to be amazing.
I was
I'm sure
gonna
it's
say
gonna be
too.
amazing.
That's got to be exciting to be able to do something, because, like you said, Idea was more of like an enigma on stage. You know, like crazy energy, running, and just like fast lyrics. And Brother Ali is more stoic and like you said, crowd control, and kind of stand on stage and walking around, and the voice and.
This is the difference, right? So like, Idea was more virtuistic with how fast and slow he could get, right? Just from like a technical standpoint, coupled with like theatrical and a wider range of emotion, right? So it'd be like yelling, or like, you know, like very like sad, or like that's why I think theatrical is a good word, because it was just like, where like Ali is more like, Ali like gets in this zone and he's just like in the zone, man. And then over time, you just lock in. It's like, it reminds me of like, if you go to like a really good house music show, it's just like, all of a sudden you're like, oh, like I'm in this zone. And then like, once you're in the zone, then when he'll be like, make noise, and you're like, and you do it because you're like, I'm so locked in to this thing. And then he starts going here and there and there, but it always is maintained in this like,
he's hypnotized you.
Overarching energy.
Oh yeah.
And it's just, and they're both beautiful. Some apples and oranges.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Situation.
When was the first time that you saw an MC DJ live together, where you were like, wow, that's...
Oh, you know what? I can tell you that actually, if it's not the first, it was one of the first. And it's Carnage.
Oh, yeah.
On the
Fuck
DNA
yeah.
record.
Oh, of
Him and
course.
his DJ Excalibur at First Avenue. And they were really fresh, and I was really young. And I remember Carnage rapped something about Yoda. And so I was like, oh, Star Wars reference. And, we're talking, like 30 years ago, So it was like, wow, that's wild. And then Excalibur was cutting up like the car screeching away sound or something with just some like super clean, nasty transforms. And so that might not have been in the first, but that's what popped right in my head. Because I know that was like, if it wasn't the first, it was one of the first meaningful versions of that.
That made an impact.
Probably matters more anyways,
For
right?
sure.
Than just seeing something random.
How'd you figure out that you were going to start scratching? Like, what? I mean, like, who put you on? Did you go somewhere?
I loved hip hop, and I did everything. I did all the elements, but scratching is just the one that really like jumped out at me. Plus, I was ambidextrous when I was younger.
Oh wow.
Fully ambidextrous, and then as I got older, I draw with this hand, and then I would play sports with this hand. But I've actually been getting fully ambidextrous again, where I'm writing with this hand and doing record scratching with this hand and doing my face. So I'm becoming 100% ambidextrous, and it's wild. It's like making my vision better.
That's crazy.
My hearing better. It's interesting, man. When you could truly express yourself equally with either side of your body, it's a trip. And so, but to get to your question, I think DJing worked because, particularly scratching, because the record hand, it's more like this kind of calligraphy motion, even like a pen, you know what I mean, like these swoopy, and then the fader hand is very like mathematic and rhythmic, kind of like, if you're shooting a basketball or you're throwing a ball, it's like it's mathematic, you know what I'm saying? And so when I sat down to scratch, the skill sets that each side of my body had, it made sense to sit down and do. And then I just liked it. I really liked the sound. I liked the look. Like, it just was more captivating to me. Like, I did like breakdancing. I liked rapping, but I wasn't really good at rapping at all. And graffiti, like, I really liked visual art. but graffiti heads, like going out and bombing, that's a whole different, universe. That's like, that takes a certain unique personality type to do, which really wasn't in my wheelhouse, but I loved visual art. So it's like, I liked all of the aspects, and they all were meaningful, but the DJing and scratching it really just made the most sense, and it's what I enjoyed the most. So it just, and then I met Mikey early on, and he was so good at rapping. It was just kind of like, well, he should just rap.
Yeah. I'll just scratch.
I'm gonna look. I already am not very good at rapping, but I'm gonna look really fucking bad next to this guy. So like, he could just wear that part, and then I'll wear my part, and then we'll just keep it moving. And now you guys know who we are. So apparently, mission
it worked out. Yeah. You made the right choice, I think, in that. You talked about you guys were really young. You said 17. Were you 17 when you first went on tour?
I've been a professional DJ since I was 17. We met when we were 14 and 16.
Yeah.
And then we were doing shows within the first year, so.
When did you go on tour first? How old were you when you first went on tour?
Oh, man. Well, the first tour I went on was with Atmosphere and Rubber Room. And that was, man, I'm confident I wasn't, actually, I know for a fact I wasn't 21.
Oh, wow.
Like,
so young.
Yeah, man. Like,
how'd you get hooked up with Slug?
Well, we're all in Minnesota.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and me and Mikey were fucking catching wreck early on,
so
right?
Sick.
So it was like we had our props right out the gate, realistically. And so, obviously I can't speak for Slug, but I just assumed he was like, DJ Abilities is fresh. He asked me to DJ for him, and I was like, sure. And so I did his backups too. Like, it's like it was fun. I look back on it and I'm like, it was interesting. And then Idea wound up joining, which was fresh in its own way, but and to Sadiq's credit, Sadiq is the CEO of Rhyme Series. Mm-hmm. He was like, oh, you guys shouldn't do that because it's going to confuse the audiences. And it did, because people thought me and Mikey were in Atmosphere, and that was kind of a downside on a certain level. But we had a lot of fun, and we had a lot of really good shows. So it's just kind of like, it just kind of is what it is. But so I just like to focus on the positive parts of it. There were definitely a lot of really cool things that we were able to do.
What made you guys change from because you guys originally were 6 Cents, right?
Yep.
What made you change the Idea and Abilities, just go with the names?
I think that, 6 Cents was like kind of hard to say. It's like six. That's like a kind of a weird word. And I think maybe the movie came out around then, but I don't remember if that was.
It was right around that time.
A retroactive, I'm happy we didn't use that because of the movie. So I would have to look at the timeline and see, because I don't really remember. But I know that we wanted to change our name to something else. We almost changed it to Loose Change, strangely enough.
Oh, man.
That's sick.
And then I think we had a big show coming up, and we didn't have a name figured out. And so we were just like, well, let's just do Idea and Abilities. And then it just kind of stuck. Because it was just kind of like, well, this sounds kind of, because his name too, the EYE is like fucking money. So it kind of, it gave it a twist. And then the like Idea and Abilities, it's like, it accidentally, thematically makes sense. It's like, you have the idea and then you have the abilities to accomplish it, but that wasn't intended, you know what I mean? But it did kind of work that way. And then we just didn't have to think of a name, because it was like, well, that's the name. Also, another thing too is, for years we wanted to have another rapper in the group too.
Oh wow!
So, because like I always thought, like the De La Soul, Run DMC, the 2 rappers, 1 DJ. Like I love that dynamic. I think for hip hop that is actually the best.
Yeah, because your rapper has a backup vocalist, and then the DJ. It's a good combo.
Yeah, it's just like drum, bass, guitar, lead singer for rock or something. It just works. You know what I'm saying? Now, it doesn't mean it needs to be that way, but there's a reason that's the classic setup. And when you have two rappers, it's not like a rapper and a hype man. It's just they can, go back and forth, and it just keeps it fresh. But it gets to a point where it's like nobody, because Mike and I were so close. So not only would you need to be at least in the realm of what our friendship was, but you would have to definitely be in the realm of skill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and so we never found that right combination. And realistically, Mikey had so much ability to go different places with his content and his technical skill that there was enough variety from one person. And then as I got better and better at scratching, my scratching became the second rapper
for sure.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like if there was ever a group that didn't need two rappers, it's like it was us, you know, because
it always felt like you guys were talking to each other.
Aforementioned things.
Yeah, you guys were always throwing it back and forth like you would, like two rappers were throwing it back. Definitely.
That's how it felt to me. Anytime I seen you guys live, it felt like
did you guys ever have any prospects for that third member?
We did. Like I said, this is way long ago. Yeah. Right? Years before Firstborn. So we did, but it was like, it was short-lived. It was just kind of like, this probably isn't going to work, finding somebody else. And it doesn't need to, because we are more than enough. I just think that, but we did have a Crescent Moon was our hype man, quote unquote, who would spit verses.
Yeah.
So live, we still kind of had that energy for a while before we moved just to me and him alone live. And it was for those reasons, because two rappers on stage, there is something about it that's fresh.
Yeah.
But yeah, with me and the turntables and the scratching, it's just, it's not necessary. Like I am, and now I'm even on the mic way more than I ever was. Shout out to Z-Trip. He's the one that told me just to be more active on the mic, and he's the GOAT on the mic. Like Zach is like I love Zach. He's freaking amazing. And he's such a pioneer. Like I will always take his advice to heart. And I did. And it took me a little while to get comfortable on the mic. But once I did, I'm like, oh, this is helpful. Like this definitely can like help bring people in and get people engaged more. And like, there's always peaks and valleys inevitably. And so if you have good mic skills, you can like make those valleys actually like miniature peaks. Yeah. You can be like, oh, make some noise, you know?
Yeah.
Like you can help kind of guide it through in an interesting way. And yeah.
It helps with the ebbs and flows of the show as well, for sure.
On the latest album it's 8 songs. Was that intentional, or was there some things that you were just kind of like, I don't think this is good enough?
And they're all pretty short. They're all under 3 minutes.
Super great, easy listen. Put it on, go to the gym. I've killed it many times at the gym with this album. So like I said, super easy to listen and keep you pumped the whole fucking way through. But yeah, I love the
gym.
yeah, it's perfect for the gym.
Well, I could break it down like this. So there could have been more songs on it, but so Illmatic is my favorite hip hop record.
Oh yeah.
And got to be probably top 5 just records realistically
of all time, yeah.
And because there is no number one. It's all based on the mood.
It's all subjective. It's all subjective art.
Yeah. But it's past that threshold of like it's got to be one of them. So I subscribe to the quality over quantity, less is more theory. So I wasn't too stressed out about having it overly long, and I did have other songs that could have been on it. But for me, every one of those songs passed a certain threshold. Like let's just use like a grading system for ease, right? So I wanted every song to be an A. So every one of those songs on there is 90 to 100. You know what I mean? And I had some 87s that could have been on there, but I was like, nah, I like it like this. And I get that it's short, but also another thing too, fellas, is there's a reason you don't hear records like Phonograph Phoenix, man. That shit took fucking forever, homie. Yeah. Like finding all those different sounds and vocals to make cohesive songs like that. and then to scratch it all so that it makes sense. Also, there's no samples on it as far as like the beats, like I wrote everything out. Like it took me forever. And it was like, at some point, I guess got to release this thing. And so, I've had people be disappointed that it's not longer, and that's fine. We're all entitled to our own opinions, but I just want people to know that it's because, one, I wanted it to just be that level of quality, and two, it was incredibly time consuming. More time consuming than I think you could imagine how long it took me to make those songs. And how I know people can grasp that, if they're having trouble with that, is think about a record that sounds like Phonograph Phoenix. Please tell me another record that sounds like that record.
You're speaking a whole different language.
The reason why you can't say anything, that's why it took so long.
Yeah. You're speaking a whole nother language. Like I said, you're conveying emotions. That's why it's got to be hard, and it's got to be so crazy to be able to speak with through sounds and through feelings, through sounds is what I mean. That's crazy.
Also, as a fan, I would rather hear a 20-minute album where I can listen to all 20 minutes and be happy with it than listen to an hour
that's
of an
all
album
skips.
I'm like, oh, let's go to the next one, and I found
no
15
skips.
minutes.
I want to add another thing, or redundancy.
Yeah.
So this is another thing, is like, okay, that record is only 8 songs, but you will listen to all 8 songs, to your point. Whereas you might have an album that's 15 songs, but guess what? You only wind up listening to 6.
Yeah,
because the other ones aren't good, or they're worse versions of the 6 that you actually like.
Yep.
Whereas on Phonograph Phoenix, all 8 are different, and all 8 pass that threshold. So you're like, oh, they're all delicious. You know what I'm saying? They're all. There's no slacking. Every one of those songs. Like I said, I had other songs that I still think were good, but it was clear to me. I was like, there's not as good as these other 8 though. And I was like, so if it's on there, it's just not as good. And in today's day and age too, it's not put in a CD, put in a tape. It's like we listen to music more a la carte anyways, right? We're making all of our own playlists.
Yep.
And so I was like, let me just have theoretically 8 singles, and then people can just kind of throw them in wherever they want. And then on vinyl, if you were to listen to it on vinyl, it's 4 songs a side, which is what you want for vinyl, and it sequences well for vinyl, where each side there's a beginning, there's the middle, and there's the end. To your point, Waves. Waves is the first song on the second side, and that do-do-do-do, it's it feels very
Sets a mood.
It changes it,
saying? And then Bad Man is the last song on the first side, so it's almost like a cliffhanger.
Yeah,
it's kind of like this
it ends abruptly, kind of.
Yeah, there's conflict and this and that, and it's so it's all, and then mission ending. It's and then the first step. So it's it's complete. I'm more interested in complete art than just having it longer. Why does my movie need to be 2.5 hours? Edit. So I'm really into reading. I got super into reading during COVID, and it's my favorite authors. It's just they just get to it, man. I'll be reading books that I'm I like this book, but I'm damn, they just elaborate too much on shit that doesn't need to be elaborated about. Shout out to Blake Crouch. Blake Crouch. His books be this thick, man. But they just, those are hitters,
straight
man.
to it.
Hitters.
Those are the kind of books I need.
They just keep it moving, man. And it's I just, that's how I like art. I like art edited down. I want there's artists, I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. And honestly, I can't even think of their name right now. But I'll just see, they'll have these just huge catalogs at the bookstore. And I've read their books before, and it's okay. But I just look at their catalog. I'm there's no way this is fire. Because I'm nobody is that big of a genius where they can execute that much quality product. I was this, when I see this is a person who doesn't self-edit themselves enough, and it quite possibly is fucking a narcissist and just thinks everything they write is worthwhile. Yeah. It's there is no way you should have this much. You should cut this into half minimum, and it'll be that much better. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
you got to self-edit and self-critique. Not to the point of never releasing anything. And that's kind of what happened with Phonograph Phoenix. Is I was like, well, at some point I got to release this thing. You know what I'm saying? So you have to kind of let go and not overly critique. But damn, you got to critique a little bit, man.
For
like
sure.
trim the fat. You
Well,
know what
yeah,
I'm
oh, yeah.
saying?
You get it
Damn.
oversaturated and it just becomes less meaningful, and stuff. It doesn't mean as much.
1000%. It's that threshold, dude. Like, I'm not trying to be here for 70s and 80s, man. Like 90s only. And I have respect for your guys' time as listeners. It's like, I'm already going to go through all the shit so you don't have to. That's one of the cool things about being a DJ. You come see me live. It's like, I'm going to jam pack 60 of your most beloved songs in 60 minutes. You know what I mean? And just give you just the best parts. Just boom, 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 boom. Here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go. It's like that's my job. You see, you don't have to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't have to pay to listen to my like okay shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to pay for my premium shit, man. We only got so much time on this earth, man. Like, I don't want to waste your time. And so, like, Phonograph Phoenix, maybe it's a little short, but damn, I'm not wasting any of your time. Now you got more time to go listen to other fire music. Because you didn't have to listen to track 11 that was just the worst version of track 3.
No, you know what I do? I listen to it twice. When I'm in the gym, I listen to it twice. I ain't fucking around. I listen to it twice, and then I get into some of your other little stuff here and there. But yeah, that gets me through, no problem.
When you now that you performed, has it been? I mean, obviously, it's been an evolution since Mikey's gone, but like the evolution of your performance and just performing by yourself. How was that? Kind of learning that and redoing that. Was that something that was exciting to learn something new or do something new, or was it kind of
were you worried?
Scared?
Yeah, were you worried that you wasn't going to be the same anymore?
Well, I wasn't worried because I knew that I could do it, and it was exciting. But it was very daunting, you know what I mean? And it was like, there's a reason it took so long for Phonograph Phoenix to come out, because like I had to become I had to be able to do shows to make money. Yeah. So like I had to learn how to perform by myself after really being a producer and a turntablist. I really wasn't a DJ, even though I was DJ abilities. I was really producer turntablist abilities. Not so much of a DJ. So I had to take years to become a DJ and be able to do a full show. And then I had to go back and learn how to make music and become a producer and turntablist solely through Phonograph Phoenix. And it's just like, it's been a long, long journey. But now I feel like, okay, I'm finally here. Like I can headline, I can do my own sets, I can produce and do my own music. Like I have these skill sets. So now I'm like, I'm ready, but I had to go through what people usually have to go through once. I had to go through it twice.
Yeah, crazy.
And that's another reason why being sober and being healthy is so smart for me, because it's like I have to do this again. You know what I'm saying? So I have to maintain my vitality and like be energetic and like, because like I had to do it twice.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, and it's just not what most people have to do. Yeah. And it was either that or stop, though. That's one of the cool things about when you have to do something. It's like, well, or I could quit. Yeah. And it was like, well, I don't want to quit, so I guess I better lace them up, man, and get to work.
We're glad that you did
it. Yeah. You talk about it with so much passion. It makes me feel like you love doing it, and that's what we want to see. I mean, you talk to some people sometimes, and they don't seem passionate about their work, so you're like, why should I be passionate about your work?
Yeah, we talk about that on here all the time when we, in like artistic or in creative situations, when the person that's being creative is having fun doing it, it shows it translates and it shows to the audience or the listener, the viewer, or whoever.
Which goes back to what he said.
That's another thing about being sober, which is good. Because don't get me wrong, I've had great shows when I was drunk and twisted. You know what I mean? Because like when you hit that sweet spot in drinking, that is fun. You know, but it's real easy to go over. You can be a little under. It's like. Whereas, like, when I'm sober, it's like, I'm going to hit it every time. There, you know what I'm saying? And it's going to be honest, and I'm going to have more understanding of what's going on with the audience. Like, when you're drinking or inebriated, it's easier to become internalized.
For sure.
Right? You're just like, I'm on my own thing. I'm doing my own thing. And but, like, when you're clear and sober, it's like, I'm on my thing, but I'm aware of this thing. And that's going to your guys' point is like, I'm going to have more fun because I'm more present, more aware. You guys are going to have more fun. And then it's just kind of like it keeps feeding itself because I'm having fun. You're having fun because you're having fun. I'm now having more fun and I'm having more fun. You're having more fun. And then it just keeps going. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like, but if I'm drinking, maybe I might fucking break that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm drinking. Now I'm thinking of this. And like, it's happened. I remember I had this show. I think I had broken up with my girlfriend or something too. So I was already in like a weird place. But it was like in Reno, I think. And I was like drinking, smoking cigarettes. And it's like, the show is always decent because like my muscle memory is just there. But I look back on that show and I'm like, that show definitely wasn't up to par. And in part it's because of, you know, drinking, smoking, like I'm not with the people.
Yeah.
And the reality of the situation is like, you know, you talk about passion. I love shows, man. I love performing. The exchange from crowd to performer and that give and take is like, it's just so wonderful. And so we live in a world that's so financially disproportionate, right? And it creates a lot of problems. But one of the things that I love about art is that like leapfrogs that in so many ways, because you can buy a lot of shit with money, but you can't buy people enjoying your art.
Yeah.
Truly, right? You can pay them and they might lie to you, you know what I'm saying? But like, it's not going to be real. And so like, when you get on stage and it's like, here, I'm going to present to you guys all this stuff that I've been working on, that I edited, you know, that I thought about and they made sure it was fire. And I'm going to share it with you guys. And you guys being like, yeah, you know, hitting it, getting those moments like, and like, oh, I see where he's at. And it's like healing. It's like a healing positive energy. And then it's just the give and take. And it's just this really pure, honest thing that has to be earned. Yeah. You know, you can't shortcut that. Like that's like a earned thing. It's like acknowledgement of souls. It's really, really, really amazing. And like to bring Ali up again, he's really, really awesome at that.
Yeah.
He gets you in his zone, and then there's the exchange, and you're just like, yeah, and then it's like we're all here together. And so it's like I have my way of doing it, he has his way of doing it. So I'm really interested to see like how, because we're driving the same place, but like we take different vehicles and routes.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, okay, well, how can we get to the same place? Like, and I'm blanking on like a cool metaphor, but you guys understand what I'm saying.
Exactly.
So it's like not even necessary. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all comes about. And I'm just really excited. It was like 2 weeks away or something. It's our first show. It's
super excited.
You guys going to get together beforehand and try to work a little something out, or are you guys just going to go for a run?
He's been super big because he just released his new record, which is really fresh, by the way. Everybody should go check it out, Satisfied Soul.
Yep.
And so he's been busy with a lot of stuff, and he lives in Istanbul, so it's like tricky to like. But I've been doing a lot of work. Like I've been listening to all of his stuff over again, and like finding different scratch samples, different beats I think could be swapped in and out. And so I have a very good starting point, and then we're going to get together like a week before and like morning and night it and like figure it out. And then and then through the course of the tour, we're obviously going to find, this is the thing, you can do a lot of preparatory work, which I absolutely do, but you'll never know for sure until you get in front of people what's actually going to work and what's not going to work. And so we're going to be coming out the gates with something very awesome, but by the end of that tour, I'm sure it's going to be even more manifested. And then moving forward, you know, we'll have, but that's anything, right? It takes time to get somewhere.
To work it out.
You guys are going to be busy too. You guys got a gang of shows. I mean, a gang of shows. Yeah, put them up real quick. But I mean, you guys are everywhere from Ann Arbor, Michigan, Grand Rapids, Columbus, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Burlington.
Everywhere.
Boston,
we're gonna put them up, and
Brooklyn.
we'll run through them for everybody.
Everywhere, dude. It's crazy to see that, and we're excited for it, dude. We have nothing but good thing. And I mean,
one of my favorite things, I think that when my first time when we were younger going to hip hop shows, and you're talking about this exchange between the artist and the crowd, one of the great things about it is the crowd is part of the show, and I think that some people don't know that when they show up, but then you quickly realize like, we're paying to be a part of this show in like a oblique way where you're not messing up the show, but when the MC calls for a callback, then you yell out and you have your hands up in the air, and you're feeding. The more that you're feeding that the performer, the more they're going to feed back to you, just like you're saying, totally reciprocal.
Exactly, but the thing is, us as performers have to make it so you want to do it. Yeah. Right. So that's not to keep talking about Ali here, but that's one of the things he really is good at. Whereas like you'll go to a rap show and the rappers will just be like, put your hands up or do this or that. And by the 10th one, or you're like, man, like, come on, I don't want to do this shit. It's just like, it almost feels like they're reading off a script, or their placement is weird, or they're just like doing it because they're supposed to do it, or it's like, and let me tell you, man, when I go to shows, I'm a very sit in the back, not mean mug, but I'm not necessarily engaged in the show kind of guy, right? And because I don't think a lot of people have that. I mean, brilliant rappers don't have that. Like I said, that's like a separate thing, and but Ali does. Ali is a brilliant rapper, but he's a brilliant MC. He has this captivating energy where it's like, I will say this. I will throw my hands up. Like, I will do that. Yeah. And so, like Tech-9 is another one who has that. Like, he just he could get people to do fucking anything on stage. It's like certain people just have this way that they connect with the crowd in a way where people want to give back as opposed to feel like they're like being ordered.
For sure. Yeah.
Sometimes you be at a rap show and be like, why
are you telling me to do
why
that?
are they demanding this from me?
You don't tell me what to do.
A comedian, he said he went to go see U2. I think it was Mike Birbiglia, but he was like, I went to go see U2 with my girlfriend, and he was like, come on, sing it. And he was like, man, I paid $300 for these tickets. Like, you sing it. Like, I ain't singing this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so like sometimes that's how it feels. You be at a show and it's like, well, why you fucking entertain me?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And it's like I said, to wrap this up, is like, as performers, it's on us to get them to want to do it. That goes back to what I was talking about, getting on the mic for my own solo shows and like figuring out, when do I say that? Because I've many of times said it too much. Like, hey, make noise, you're having fun. Like, you say it one too many times, you get diminishing returns. So you say it at the wrong time, diminishing returns. It's like, where in the set do they want to say it? Yeah. And how many times do you do that? And to where it feels like it's a reward, not a request.
Yeah.
And that's a tricky thing, and it's not like it's not something that's really easily explainable. The specifics of it aren't really explainable, right? It's more of a feeling thing. You're in that moment enough, and you do some trial and error, and you're like, okay. And then you can hear. This goes back to another thing about being sober is good. It's like your senses aren't dulled, right? So it's like I can feel where is everybody? How long? You'd be surprised at like even waiting like 2 more seconds before you bring a beat in. Because like people are cheering. Hear them to cheer for the exact amount of dissipation. So when you hit them with that,
they can hear
beat,
it.
It's going to have way more impact. Even 2 seconds, right? It's like surfing, man. It's like you create this energy with the crowd, and you're on this wave, man. You don't want to fall off the surfboard. It's like, oh shit.
Back to the wave.
Yeah, man.
So before we wrap this up, we're getting closer to the end here. Do you have any guilty pleasure music? I know we were listening to an interview that you were on. You were talking about.
Want to know, man. I like all kinds of bullshit.
You were talking about Billie Eilish,
saying that she was one of your
which was.
I definitely. That's not even a guilty.
That's
pleasure.
not guilty.
Nice.
So yeah.
Oh man, like I like Yo, man, if you looked at my iTunes,
It'd be crazy.
like there is some fucking cheesy shit.
Yeah.
But I just look at it as like, okay, how would I say this? Like, it's okay to have some candy, man, but like that's not all I eat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like my diet is mainly, like whole foods, vegetables, lean
Healthy,
protein.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, I did eat some ice cream today too. You know what I'm saying? And like, also, I think that when I was younger, I was a lot more like kind of like standoffish and this or that. But when you get older, man, and like you're secure with who you are and what you've done, like
Yeah.
I know how hard I work to create fresh, interesting, creative work. I know how much I practice scratching to be razor sharp for everybody. So like my ego, if I like some cheesy song because it makes me happy, my ego is okay with it. 'Cause I'm
Yeah.
like, that doesn't change who I am, who DJ Abilities, that brand represents. Like my brand is still gnarly ill, even if I like Ocean Eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all good.
Yeah.
And like I think that's just me being self-confident in myself and who I am. And like it's art. Like if something makes you feel good, like
Go for it. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
fuck
all
yeah.
good.
Life's too
you know what I
short.
mean?
Life's too
Particularly,
short, dude.
Yeah, to
music,
not enjoy
you know?
yourself.
Yeah.
You're a badass dude,
Yeah.
dude. And that being said, what does hip hop mean to you? Just a quick little, one quick answer. What does it really mean to you still now in this time of day?
Man. I mean, the first word that comes in my head is beauty. I think
nice.
it's
Love
I think
that.
it's beautiful, man. I think it's a beautiful form of expression. I think it's a beautiful thing that unifies people. I think it's there's a lot of different aspects of humanity, and like let's say there was aliens, right, that came to Earth and started observing humanity, and they started judging humanity, right? Hip hop would be like in the pro column. You know what I mean? They'd be like, well, they're fucking at war all the time and this and that. Like, I don't know. This hip hop thing though, this
Pretty
is fucking
positive.
cool. We
Yeah.
gotta take this back to Zektar or wherever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
hell
like
yeah.
it's a manifestation of the good qualities of humanity.
I love that.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Just to let you know while we have you, your music has definitely changed our lives and inspired a lot of good things that
Yeah,
came from your
inspired
music
us.
to put us on the path of amazing hip hop and you setting the bar high for what good hip hop should be.
Standard, yeah.
And I mean, not looking back, being like, no. You said it, and what we're looking for. And to this day, a lot of people aren't even actually
Close, yeah.
People aren't even fucking close. So that
But
being said, I mean,
thank you.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for everything,
You're
man.
very welcome, fellas.
We re-
I appreciate that, and it's when you guys first reached out to me, it was like I could tell. Oh, these guys actually really do appreciate what I do and what I've done. So I was like, I know it took a while for this to happen,
Oh, yeah.
but I was like, it stayed in my head because I got the sense that that's where you guys were coming from, and having talked to you, like that's been reaffirmed to be true.
Thank you.
So I appreciate being on here.
Yeah.
Please keep spreading the word of
Hell yeah.
Billy D
Oh,
and
yeah.
IDNA, and
We definitely
yeah.
will. Where can we tell people to go find your work where it helps you the most?
Yeah.
What's funny is I'm working on my website. Finally gonna get DJ Ability's website up, but it's not done yet. Working with Ali now, I've kind of put a lot of stuff on hold. So I'm like, okay, I got to be razor sharp for this tour, and then I got to get some new merch and stuff. Which funny enough, man, I just got the new design for my new shirt. Man, today, which I feel like is kind of poetic.
Perfect.
'Cause it's
So sick.
my 2 years. It's so fucking cool. Shout out to Ewok. He's the guy who did the E&A cover, the red art
Okay.
cover.
Yeah.
He did that art, and he came up with the design for my new shirt. He crushed it. It's so awesome.
That's sick as fuck.
So right now, funny enough, like just like my social media accounts, like Instagram is the one that I use the most. Like you follow me on Instagram, that's where you're gonna find what I'm doing the most. But shortly, like when I get back from tour, I'm gonna have my own website, and that'll be the place to go. And just wherever you get your stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like people throw a lot of shade at Spotify, which I think is rightfully so in some regards, as far as the payout to artists, and like there's definitely problems with that. But like, I just want people to listen to the music and appreciate the music, enjoy the music, however you get it, listen to it, share it, and then, you know, come to a show and like buy a shirt or something. You know what I mean? Because as independent artists, supporting financially is important for us. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So like, I guess, yes, to answer your question, like, come to a show, buy a shirt.
Hell
and
yeah.
then learn about my shows. Currently, Instagram is probably the best way to find out about
We're going to post.
But currently, go to brotherali.com. That's where you buy the tickets for this show or this tour we have.
We're going to post up the show dates. We'll also run through them for the people, and then we'll also repost them on our IG and kind of help out there. Not that we're going to help you out anymore. You're going to get plenty of people coming out because everyone's excited about the tour.
But we're going to spread the word.
We'll do as best we can, though.
We're spreading the word.
Everything helps.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? Everything helps. So
that's awesome.
That's it. That's all that matters.
Great.
So I appreciate you guys doing
One of
that.
my favorite things before we let you go, I just want to let you know one of my favorite things to do. I've talked about it on here is to go on YouTube and go to old E&A songs and then go to the comment section and find people that are still finding your music today, you know, a month old that are saying, I just found this, it saved my life, and you know, all these great things. It's awesome to see because the impact that you guys made and the lasting impact that's going to last forever, even after we're all gone, you know, it's going to still be
this
here.
This goes back to what you were saying about the ahead of its time, which kind of evolved into timeless, right? Is what he's saying is like, I just got that today. I was reading somebody from like South Africa or something, you know, who just found our music. You know, it's like, and that's, to me, that's really, really, really cool.
Amazing.
That's one of the benefits of being an artist is I might not have some crazy 401k or whatever, but like this like lasting artistic stamp is really, really cool. It's really cool.
That's awesome.
And
Before you go though, one last thing for me too. I mean, you're so influential. I had to show our kids. You know what I mean? My daughters and all them know about your music. That's how legit it is. So.
So yeah.
That being said, man, we appreciate the fuck out of you.
You're an amazing DJ, amazing producer, and probably even a better person. Seeing you kind of come into a family, man, and be a father now. We're both fathers, so we find that the influence there, and also your fitness and your health journey
more power to you on
has
that.
all been super inspiring. So thank you for everything you've done, and we can't wait to look forward to seeing all the new music and see you out on tour.
And the new Abilities Fitness Instagram.
We're looking for that.
We're looking for that now. Now we're gonna add it.
going, dude.
Fucking he's
Look at
getting,
this guy.
He's yoked. He's yoked.
Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate it, and really, really hope to talk to you very soon.
Fuck yeah, man. Have a good night, brother.
All right. Thank you guys.
Hey, everybody,
sir.
give it up for the one, the only DJ Abilities. Love you, brother. Thank you so
Peace.
much.
You're very welcome. Thank you guys.
Yep. Thank you, brother.
Peace.
Wow, I know a lot of people just don't realize how big that is for me and Matt. I mean, we grew up huge Idea and Abilities fans. I've said it on here on this podcast since the day that we started this podcast, episode 1, which was 250 episodes ago.
Abilities is the fish. He's a fish. One of the ones that need to be caught.
I said Idea was my favorite rapper of all time.
Yep.
And Abilities is my favorite DJ of all time. So to have them, you know, Idea's gone, but it felt like we had Idea with him. You know what I mean? It feels like you have Idea and Abilities.
He's there in
You know
spirit.
what I
He's
mean?
there.
And just having abilities in those stories.
The
and
way
those,
he talks, he conveys so much, like he loves it. You can tell that he truly loves the art, and
he carries a lot of that, the stories and the history and everything. He carries it with him. So for him to come on here and tell a lot of stories that he didn't have to do, open up about his sobriety and his health and fitness.
which congratulations on the 2 years again. I mean, that's amazing to be 2 years clean, man. I just changing your whole life like that and still making the quality of stuff he does just shows you right there the kind of stuff he's always been making. He never was anything that made him better. He's always had the skill, didn't need any inhibitor.
Exactly.
And that's amazing.
Well, and like you said, you look at everything from a different views.
Yep.
Like being able, and I've talked about it, like when you're sober, when you're not sober, when you're either high or drunk, you're not in the same realm as people that are sober. You know what I mean? You're living a different experience.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're seeing stuff different.
Your perspective's
you're
different on the
feeling
situation.
different. Everything, your experience is different. You're not living the same experience. So to kind of sober and come up and come down and be on the same experience as everyone.
Like I said, I
very respectable. I mean, we watched Sid go through his journey, and he's still on his journey, and we support him on that journey
100%.
because we watched him. He's become a great man and doing great things. So for some people, that is a journey that's going to help them and benefit them. And
more power to you that way. And
fuck yeah, dude. We do nothing but support people that are making those tough decisions in life.
And like he said, I've never heard anybody put it like that. Now I only do things that I truly want to do.
Dude, yeah, because when you're
buzzing,
sober, but when you're sober, you're like, nah, I don't really want to fucking go there.
And when you're buzzing, you're like, I guess we'll go down there.
Let's go have a drink.
Let's go have a drink. We'll have something fun. Yeah,
it'll be fun.
We'll have something fun to do when we get there. Yeah, but yeah, when you're truly sober, you're like, you can avoid all the bullshit.
Man, that was amazing. That was a top 5 experience right there.
For me, man. Oh yeah, and he was a first class all-star gentleman. That fool came through, killed it, handled business, and like I said, let the man eat. He's eating, man.
Let's get into song picks
of the motherfucking week.
The motherfucking week. I think I have to play it since we talked about it.
Don't play it yet though. Let me pick one because that's the one that that's the favorite on the album for me too. So let me play Waves.
Okay,
I'll play Waves first. And then we'll run into Steel.
Okay, we'll play Waves first
because Steel goes right into Waves. So let's do that.
That's a good one. All right, so we're gonna play a couple songs off of the Phonograph's Phoenix album of DJ Abilities.
And if you haven't heard the album, please go listen to the fucking album.
You can go on YouTube to Rhymesayers Entertainment or DJ Abilities YouTube and play it. Go to Spotify, play it there. But it's his first solo album that he released, where it's just all production, pretty much scratching and production, and
it sounds
playing
so
live music
good.
too.
It sounds so good.
First one we're gonna play is Waves.
And the nostalgic sound.
Great production, dude.
Bro, it's so
and
good.
What's crazy is he talked about what took so long with that was that he was playing all those instruments. He wasn't sampling.
Yeah.
He was sampling sounds and stuff, but like a lot of those, he was playing a lot of those instruments out. And
when he writes the music, I wanted to elaborate on what he said, but I didn't want to sound like a fool. Be like, what do you mean you write it out?
Yeah, when you write
know?
the music, you got to write the notes and stuff and what you want to play.
So he was.
Yeah,
that's
writing
crazy.
music,
That's crazy as fuck.
It's real music shit, man.
It's fucking crazy, dude.
Yes, I mean, and when you listen to that album, you can tell that a lot went into it. It's not just pieced together beat. It's not just like a beat album. This is no shot at Eli, because I love Eli and Gandalf Beats Machine.
Yeah.
But it's different. They're like different projects. You know, you could tell that he was putting out a beat project where this is like a full production. Like you could put this behind a movie.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? We talk about movie scores all the time. This could be a fucking movie score.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So let's get into the next song. My song pick of the week off the same album. This was the song that we were talking about, the tribute to.
When I first heard this,
Idea.
though, it shocked the shit out of me to hear him.
Yeah,
it honestly did, dude. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So this is a tribute to Idea, Michael Larson, DJ Abilities, Still.
Black hole at the center of a galaxy. We're still suffering. We're still aching.
Turn up a little bit.
Still suffering.
Too dark to see tomorrow.
Take my 45, shoot a hole in the sky, rip it open and climb inside.
Exactly. Sounds so fucking good, dude. You could just hear him get on it. You know what I mean? You could hear him want to convey, motherfucker.
Rip it open and climb inside.
So fucking sick.
It's beautiful. Like he said, hip hop, bro.
Dude, everybody has a great answer, and he had a fucking great answer.
Black hole at the center of a galaxy.
Trying to maintain.
Idea, rest in peace.
So fucking hard, bro.
One of the best, dude. One of that, and honestly, let me turn this down a little. Honestly, we've heard a lot of the tributes. We've played a lot of the Idea tributes on here, the Sadistic and the Blueprints, and all great. I think that's my favorite tribute
For sure.
And there's not even words, you know. I mean, there's a few words, you know, but there really aren't words. It's just him expressing himself through the music, and man,
That's the best way that you would. That's the most way you can say the most. You say the most without saying nothing at all.
And also, I feel like that's probably for Idea. That's probably what he would have wanted the most.
For sure.
Like, I don't think he would have wanted people to rap about him. I think hearing Abilities make a song. You know what I mean? Feeling. I don't know.
No, he did. He
He
conveyed an emotion.
Yeah.
Conveying emotion for him would probably be the best way. I mean, because I don't think words are. You can put enough words on paper to say how someone really feels about you.
No.
he expressed it. Like, he poured it into a song through
For sure.
beat, and that's way more important.
We're gonna run real quick. I'm just gonna do this real quick.
What do you got?
Let's run through the Brother Ali dates.
Oh yeah, throw those tour dates up.
Tour.
I'll throw the screen up. I'll throw the what do you call
Throw
it?
the
You
screen up,
you throw the tour dates. Yeah.
We'll run it through real quick.
Yes, sir.
Let's
see here. Kill that noise. DJ Ability sent a photo. Let's see what he sent really quick.
All right, so this idea. Nope.
Yeah.
The Brother Ali and
Brother
Abilities. The Brother Abilities tour.
There you go.
There it is. All right, so the Brother Ali and Abilities tour starts off in Ann Arbor, Michigan on April the 8th. Then April the 9th, they'll be in Grand Rapids. April the 10th in Columbus, Ohio. April 11th in Cleveland, Ohio. April the 12th in Pittsburgh. That's a hell of a run right there.
Bro, I'm telling you, they got a fucking run of shows.
6 days in a row.
Yeah, show. They ain't fucking around.
Then April the 16th in Burlington. April the 17th in Boston, Massachusetts. 18th of April in Westerly, Rhode Island. April 19th in New York, New York. April 2020. They're at the Milk Boy.
Yep.
What the hell is that?
Crazy, huh?
They're in Philadelphia.
Yep.
April 25th in Durham, North Carolina. April 26th in Wilmington, North Carolina. April 29th in Orlando, Florida. The 1st of May in Atlanta, Georgia. There will be May 2nd in Charleston, South Carolina. May 3rd in Asheville, North Carolina. May 6th, Austin, Texas. May 7th, Houston, Texas. May 8th, Dallas, Texas. May 9th, Milwaukee. May 10th, Minneapolis. June 23rd, they're going to Glasgow. Here's the Europe part of the tour. June 24th, Manchester United Kingdom. June 25th, Bristol, England. June 26th, Birmingham, UK.
Wow.
June 27th, Brighton, England. And then finishing it off in London on the 28th of June.
And look at the artwork on the poster. The artwork on the poster just says it all by the way they're touring.
These
they're
motherfuckers
fucking
on
rolling.
Harleys.
They're rolling through your town, ready to go.
Wild
bro.
hogs out
Crazy,
here.
Huh? They ain't
Let's
playing.
do one more song pick, and let's do an E&A song pick.
Of course.
How's that feel?
Yes, it feels fantastic.
I think that feels good. I'm going to go first with this one.
Go ahead.
Let's go. Yeah, I mean, I think you got to do it. I think you.
No, I already know what you're going to do. Do it.
Yeah, I don't think you know what I'm going to do.
I don't think you're going to do it. I think you're going to do.
No. Come on, be there. All right, here we go. You got to go with it. I'm going to pick one of their main tracks off of the reintroducing or just the E&A album. I think it's the song that...
Is that you?
Yeah, it's the song that we saw them and we were like, holy shit, these motherfuckers are wild. Because when you saw this live, Idea would stand next to Abilities at the turntables and just get down with it. So I'm going to play my song, Idea and Abilities, now.
I knew it. Turn it up.
Check it out now. This is a necessary change from the grips to the bull and brain. Can I exercise that brain to break the chain? Pain is a part of the game. No need to explain. We innovate to generate an intricately interwoven tapestry, your musical and ethical epiphanies. The industry's minimal amount of muscle listen with the anchor that can take it all over.
I watched this live today. Going back and forth.
Adrenaline is coming back. I'm in a minute city. What if that be a system? I'd rather be a galaxy. How you see it so dependent on the medicine and rhetoric and how any second you're thinking is I'm sitting at the brink of this world is all asleep and I have no apologies. I breathe, keep my side on what we ride on. Let bygones be bygones, the migraines don't sidetrack my final destination. Nothing rivals for determination to exterminate the germination of a nation that accepts anything that's thrown in its fat face. Cause when there's nothing left, there's no more point to the rat race. We don't waste a minute of the day, don't be offended when I'm saying finish, send it all the way another state. A creative, alternative, rated and graded, a crazy maniac melody getting all up in your face. Wait, success ain't only based on self-esteem. It takes a sense to differentiate between what's yours and someone else's dreams. I felt the scream climbing up my cold spine, saying now it's that time. Gotta give it all my energy to give it to the enemy and set it so. Yeah, 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 yeah.
old thing.
Sick of the same old thing. Sick of the same old thing. Sick of the same old thing. Same old.
So sick, dude.
Same old.
Us and touch what we can't see. Twist that knife and watch them bleed. Lost inside, it's way too deep. Someone choke me, help me breathe.
So good, so good.
Bro, scratch that.
So sick, dude.
That guitar, what's that called when the guitar does that? Like that feedback?
It's
Scratching the
on the whammy
feedback.
bar. The little whammy bar. You riffing on the whammy bar. So sick, dude.
In front of my face, it feels like we're running in place. With nothing but space in front of my face, it feels like we're running in place. Nothing but space in front of my face, it feels like we're running in place. Nothing but space in front of my face, it feels like we're running in place.
So good.
It feels like we're running in place. Nothing but space in front of my face. It feels like we're running in place. Idea and Abilities Now. That's off of the E&A album. Whew. Man, that fucking energy. What do you got? Let's finish this off.
All right. I was going to do Birth of a Fish, but no, I'm going to do Liquid Sovereignty, man. As I think of it, I always call it Rain.
Yeah.
But, you know, you get the real names in there. You know, it is what it is, baby.
Honestly, every time it rains, I try to listen to the song, or this song comes on somehow, and every time it rains, without question, I'm thinking about Idea in some way. So let's play the song Liquid Sovereignty. Sovereignty. You know what the fuck it is.
I've seen this song live a few times, and it never, ever
off of what
me.
I believe is my favorite Idea and Abilities album,
course,
Firstborn.
Of course.
And that's not saying that it's the best, because I understand that E&A is better produced, and even the By the Throat is probably got a better sound. It's more advanced because they've evolved. But Firstborn is just, it's nostalgic to me. It hits home.
24 years October this year.
So here is Idea and Abilities off of Firstborn. Let's just call it Rain.
Fucking A, man. Turn that bad boy up.
Everyone wants to get out of the rain. Everyone wants I smile while it's the rain. Everyone wants to get out of the rain. Wants to be free, wants to see no more pain. We're guaranteed that the seasons will change. Till then I'm keeping sunshine on my brain. When the drops hit my head, they leave a stain. Everyone wants to get out of the rain. Everyone wants to get out of the rain. Everyone wants to get out of the rain. Harvested love only comes after rain. Even though it brings overwhelming strain. It falls from all skies, so I can't complain. Without it, our growth would not be the same. Most people like to have someone to blame, but it falls randomly, not taking aim. It makes up one half of the yin and yang. Without the water, you can't have the flame. Without the water, you can't have the flame. Some are content holding ground in their game, but when my soul steps to exit this frame, I will be reincarnated as rain. Everyone wants to get out of the rain. Wants to be free, wants to see no more pain. We're guaranteed that the seasons will change. Till then I'm keeping sunshine on my brain. When the drops hit my head, they leave a stain. Everyone wants to get out of the rain. We cannot avoid nature's bleeding vein, but I smile while it trickles down the drain. comes after rain. Artists may talk and give it different names. When they appear wet, they may feel ashamed, so they don't walk but instead take the train. And when that ride stops, they notice the strange sense of degeneration they've obtained. While the world evolves, they stand and turn lame. Storm is prerequisite to mental gain. Storm is prerequisite to mental gain. Philosophy's like that, simple and plain. Poets play with words to keep themselves sane. You do your thing while the clouds pour the rain. Everyone wants to get out of the rain, wants to be free, wants to see no more pain. We're guaranteed that the seasons will change. Till then I'm keeping sunshine on my brain. When the drops hit my head, they leave a stain. Everyone wants to get out of the rain. Everyone wants to get out of the rain. Everyone wants to get out of the rain. Harvested skill only comes after rain. Architects build under sun, so they claim. But when the puddles decided to hang, it's when their hands sketch the plans that remains. Every man secretly hopes he can tame the beast he fears most, cause it can't be slain. Towering brave faces laugh so deranged. One day we all will break free from their chains. One day we all will break free from their chains and rise towards the sun with good health sustained. It's almost impossible to explain, but I owe all my success to the rain. Everyone wants to get out of the rain, wants to be free, wants to see no more pain. We're guaranteed that the seasons will change. Till then I'm keeping sunshine on my brain. When the drops hit my head, they leave a stain. Everyone wants to get out of the rain. Everyone wants to get out of the rain. Everyone wants to get out of the rain.
Ooh. Man, next time it rains, I know we're getting out of winter time, but next time it rains, I implore you to go put this song on. It's not that hard to throw your phone
to find
it and put it on nowadays. Put this song on and it'll change your mood completely during the rain. I know when it rains sometimes the mood is somber, it's sad, but this song right here will kind of like give you hope or give you
an uplift. It uplifts me every time I hear it. It uplifts me for sure.
Just gives you a reason for the rain. Man, I want to say once again thank you to DJ Abilities for joining us tonight.
And what a good guy. Like a legit great fucking guy, dude.
Had an amazing time talking with him. Very much hope that we could talk to him again soon. And I want to say thank you to everybody that tuned in tonight and is tuning into this after the fact. Thank you so much for riding with us. I know we got a lot of changes going on around here.
Yep.
But I can promise you this, we're going to continue to do what we do, keep bringing you some of the best hip-hop artists from around the world, and we're going to continue to bring you some of the best hip-hop content that you can find on the internet. Thank you so much to the guy across from me. You know I couldn't do this without you. I love you with all my heart.
I love you too, brother. And you know what, dude? God didn't create this shit, but we did, and we're going to continue to create this shit every other Friday, if not every Friday, if it works out that way. And you know what? I couldn't do this shit without you. I wouldn't want to do this shit without you.
Yeah.
My voice is gone. I sound like I smoke 1,000 cigarettes, but I don't give a fuck. I'll still be here to make it happen with no voice. So
get this man another pack.
Give me another pack of the marbles.
But thank you so much for checking us out on YouTube. If you are checking us out on YouTube, feel free to go to all your podcast apps, Spotify, Podbean, Apple Podcasts. You can find the podcast there. If you are listening to it on one of those podcast apps, please go check us out on YouTube because we got great visuals for you. If you're watching us, please like, subscribe, leave a message. Thank you for everything you do. The show would be nothing without the people that watch it and the people that contribute. So thank you so much. Also, thank you to the guy that's not to the left of me anymore. Affinity has ended, but thank you to JS3. Thank you to Sig. We love you. We wish you nothing but the best and
hell yeah,
continued success. Thank you once again to DJ Abilities and everybody at Rhymesayers Entertainment for allowing us to do that. We really appreciate it and can't wait to talk to them again. Can't wait to see you guys again. We got great plans for the next show. You know what it is. We will be back.
And if you're just finding us for the first time, we appreciate you checking us out. Appreciate you rocking with us. I've seen we had a lot of people checking us out tonight on YouTube. We appreciate the fuck out of you guys. And if you like that, the content's always that fucking dope. So stick with us. Be ready. 2025 is coming at you fast and live. Don't fuck around, man. We'll see you soon.
We're gonna definitely be dropping on YouTube 3 times a week. That's gonna be our plan. So ride with us. We're gonna do some great fucking things. I promise you that. 2025, keeping it alive. And as always, do not kill yourself, America, because we love you.